Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. I'm here with my special guest, Big Mike Boganowski. And if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Welcome into the show, Big Mike. What's up, man?
Well, good morning. Yeah, not much.
Tough weekend this weekend, huh?
Yep, been a couple of them here.
Yeah.
A couple of them backed up here.
This is not what Oklahoma fans are used to dealing with right now. Having to fire coaches in the middle of the damn season, getting beat by trash teams like South Carolina, and not just beat, but your ass kicked. Doesn't go over well. Makes you change your way of doing things. What's up there, Miss Shelby? Miss Shelby, good to see you in here. Stink ass cat, Kimberly K.
Thank you, dog, for your service.
Yeah. Who else we got? Drewski. Who else is in here? Welcome in. Make sure you wipe your feet when you come in. He says, Shelby says, where are all them Texas fans? Y'all were nice and proud last week. Oh, they stay proud. Bullshitters. We'll talk a little bit about that too. It's definitely on the list of things to talk about this morning. That defeat by the number one Texas Longhorns. They've been pounding that fucking chest all year. Clowns.
Yeah.
Got that ass kicked, man. And then Kirby got everybody all stirred up with what he said after the game, of course, you know.
Dude, that was wild. That was a wild game, man.
It was a wild
game. I'm sure we'll get into it. I don't want to go in it too early, but
we'll talk plenty about it, man. There's plenty to say. Where were all the Dogs fans Saturday night? What do you mean? Yeah. Collins McDaniel, can't lie, sucks being a Sooners fan living in Georgia, but I'm going to ride till the engine blows. Well, it's kind of blown, but we're glad you're still with us there, Collins.
Yeah.
Good to see that you're still with us. Hey, listen. Well, I mean, obviously 35-9 loss to, again, it's South Carolina, man. I know they're a little bit better. You know, they beat Kentucky. Kentucky's a freaking dumpster fire too. So it doesn't make you feel any better. And it's a second straight home loss, probably one of the worst home losses in Oklahoma history. Not only does it get Seth Littrell, and I think I don't want to say finally fired because we did kind of call for that on this show or whatever, but it's not something you want to see. You know, it's not something you want to see where it even has to happen. But here's the thing. When you are Oklahoma, man, there are certain standards that you must live up to. And that's just all there is to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no two ways around it, really.
Yeah, you can't be in the bottom in every offensive statistical category and expect to keep your job. Like that.
Yeah, 129th in total offense, 107th in scoring offense. Oklahoma scores. I mean, shit. All I said the whole year leading up, the whole year leading up to the season was that the last thing I was going to worry about was Oklahoma on offense.
Yeah, that didn't age well. That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
I mean, it didn't age well, but I'll tell you, At what point have I ever had to worry about that
Dude,
shit?
I was right
You
there
know?
with you, man. I was right there with you. Like I can't. I just that was the last thing I ever thought of that the Oklahoma offense would be this inept. Like I never, I just never, I couldn't even fathom it. They've been great at offense for so long and
Mhm.
prolific, and the Heisman trophies. You know what I mean? Like you just like you took it for granted, man, and it's crazy. It's I can't even. It's there's so many issues like you can't even put it on one, and you can't even put it on Coach Littrell. Um, he obviously shoulders some of the blame, and being the head coach or the offensive coordinator for one of the worst
Well,
offenses in the nation is going to get you fired. But there's so many issues.
there's a lot of issues, Big Mike, but there's no excuse for lining up tight ends one-on-one
Yep.
against defensive ends like what they have. If South Carolina has anything, it's defensively on the
Yep.
edges.
Yep.
Two
I think
All-American type dudes. You
I
cannot have those guys one-on-one. And
yeah.
that is
Yeah, I
the
think
and
that's
that's
part of the
the
reason why. I think that's
listen,
part of the reason why he had to go because the same mistakes and the same issues kept showing themselves and they weren't getting fixed. I think that's probably the major reason why he got fired.
I think the precipitous fall for the quarterbacks too is another thing. And you start looking at like I said this the other day on Twitter, and I've said it, you know, I've said it plenty here. Come on, in 11 months' time, we have had a five-star elite five-star quarterback that high school player of the year went to 2 state championships in Texas in 6A and doesn't have any confidence. And then Hawkins comes in, plenty of confidence when he comes in against Tennessee, looks really good, wins the game at Auburn, looks really good.
Mhm.
And then the last 2 weeks, he's looked timid. They both have. And it
Yeah.
just to me, that's not what you can't have it. And so there's a lot of things that were going on. The play calling to me was just bad. I mean, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about it at the game when I saw you at the Cotton Bowl.
Mm.
That it
Yes.
just, man,
And I've tried to watch the games emotionless, like you know what I
sure.
mean? And the more I watch some of these games, like and listening to Coach Venables and saying that plays are there, there's stuff there to be made. We're just not doing it. And I have to agree with him, man. Like their dude's open. We're just not getting them the ball. And I it sucks and all that it's a terrible situation, but man, like there's there's plays to be made, and I see them. Like I said, I'm no offensive savant. I'm just a basic washed up college football player, but I mean you can see it. We're just
Listen,
not making plays.
you don't have to be a savant to see that it ain't good. Then
Yeah,
it hadn't been good. And look, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pile on Seth Littrell, and
yeah,
but MWG up there, he said, or no, Sooner in Texas is saying Seth deserved to be fired, but firing Seth hasn't fixed our problems, and this is a fact. The
yeah.
fact is that he was a co-coordinator. He fell on the sword here for Joe John Finley, but Joe John Finley was just as much a part of the game plan as he was going into every game. And
Yeah.
he sat in the booth with him this game too. He's a
Mhm.
tight end who should have been able to tell him, yeah, we can't do this when it comes
Hey,
to lining up guys.
number 5 and 6 need to be doubled at all time.
Uh,
Chipped, like
yeah,
something's got
if
to
the
happen.
tight end's going up against him, it's because he's the second guy. You're chipping
Yeah,
him or doing something.
yeah.
You got to do something to slow him down, but you can't. No,
You
no,
can't just one on
it's
one,
bad. And
dude.
then you got the
That's
quarterback situation. This no quarterback coach or whatever. So this comment that I have on the screen, Seth was just a trial. They didn't have enough time to find a proper replacement. That's bullshit. That's bullshit
mhm.
because he they got the job long before the freaking bowl game.
Yeah.
But no, no, no. Notre Dame. I'll put it to you this way: Notre Dame didn't get to hire their coordinator until after LSU's bowl game.
Yeah.
No,
And
you'll
he, this I look at it
he
like
had
this
time, and
too.
I feel like it got mailed in a little bit there, and I think that's what a lot of people feel like when it comes to this hire.
Yeah. And the play calling, week to week is an issue. Like we know, okay, let's say South Carolina, for instance, and I've been calling for this for a long time on this show, on Sooner Legends podcast. When you have dudes like this and an offense that can't run the ball, especially when you got number 5 and 6 on South Carolina that are coming off the edge, and they're coming off the edge with reckless abandon. All right, you can't block them. You can't block them.
Sure.
How do you counteract that? Right?
Yeah.
Screens. Can we get some screens? Can we do a little, leak a running back out and dump it over his head? Take him out of the play. We ran one draw, and Jackson actually picked up 10, 15 yards, but he fumbled. He got, the
No
guy come up fumbled.
draws, no bubble screens,
And we're
no
not,
you're
dude.
not running even the RPO at this point.
I
You're
can't
not
even
doing
explain
anything. Go ahead. Sorry.
I can't even explain. I can't even explain why that is not like we're not running 10 to 15 of those plays. You know what I mean? I cannot fathom how something that simple. Like I said, bro, I'm basic. I'm basic with my football stuff, right? But come on, man. I don't know,
Come on,
man.
man. I mean, you
The
played.
frustration level is at an all-time high.
Again, first off, you play Division I football, so don't give me that shit. You know what it is, and you know enough.
Long time ago.
It doesn't matter. You're a football guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a football guy, and your sons are football players. You've got a son that plays for the Sooners. You know football. Don't bullshit me. The point is, you don't even have to be a football guy to see that it ain't right. Look, what you're seeing, Jen Kane says, sorry, but there's plays to be made if you have a line allowing time. 95% of the time there wasn't time to make a clean throw. I watched the playbacks as well. I don't know that I even necessarily agree with that. I think that, yes, the line it leaves a lot to be desired. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's not get it twisted and say that it was always bad on the line, because it has. I mean, listen, there was times that it wasn't. The other thing, but when you're not doing anything quick, you're not throwing anything fast, so no slants, you're not really testing anybody deep at all. And as you said, no screen game of any kind, no bubbles, no nothing that you can get the ball out fast. Well, I don't care how good your line is. They're going to put 8 people in the box, and you saw it time and time again where there's 8 and 9 guys within 10 yards of the football.
The rest of the year, we are going to see that every game for the rest of the year. Maine is going to come for our ass.
Everybody is. That's right. And the point is that you have to find a way to take some of that pressure. No offensive line, I don't give a shit if it's an NFL line, is not going to shut that down. It's just you can't.
Yep.
You can't do it. So, I mean, look, there's plenty of things that have helped conspire for what's going. I mean, to have this bad of an offense. Don't get me wrong. Your top 5 wide receivers are out. Your line has been poor. And I mean, there were at times this season the line was a lot worse, but I'm just saying they're a lot more healthy right now. I think that it's not one of the better lines we've ever seen. You can say what you want about Bill Bedenbaugh. We're not going to have that big argument in here today. It hasn't performed well. We know that. Okay. Everybody knows that. In the end, there has to be a better plan. If you listen, I'll go to what Gabe and Teddy said. Gabe Eichert, who, I think he ought to be calling plays right now. He said it's
at least
no
help him with the game plan. At least.
Yeah, look, he even said there's no other way to say it. It's a bad plan.
Yeah.
You have bad plan, bad execution, bad ball security. That's how you get embarrassed on your field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just And yes, Ryman, he was the OC in waiting the moment he joined as an analyst. And that's the thing, is that for the people that said he wasn't qualified, that's not it. Because he was a good coordinator. He twice was a good coordinator. Hell, he had as the play caller at North Texas, the only time that they've won 9 games in 40 fucking years was under Seth Littrell.
Yep.
What we know is they struggled to find a way to marry those two systems. They did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, at the end of the day,
Morning, everybody.
at the end of the day, man, like there's something has to change, right?
No.
There has to be some more attention to detail in game planning. There has to be more attention to detail with our quarterback play, quarterback coaching. Like somebody has to be dedicated to the quarterbacks. The most important position on the field is a quarterback, and we have to dedicate growing, teaching, learning, and mentoring at that quarterback position. A quarterback's just not going to get better, just being a quarterback. Like he's got to learn. He's got to, he's and we're doing good on good in practice. They're doing good on good, but man, we gotta get that dude some help. We gotta get our quarterback some help, man. We got 2 young quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Let's not act like these dudes are 3-year veterans, 4-year veterans, because they're not super seniors.
Well, no, and
I mean, we gotta help them.
Hey, man, nothing's like the SEC either.
No, yeah, like we're throwing these dudes into the fire, dude. Like I just
without an actual quarterback coach, and that's the thing, is he's the one thing that Seth had never done is coach quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And so, and the thing is that obviously you have Kevin Johns moves to quarterback coach from his analyst position. He was formerly the offensive coordinator at Duke under Elko. They didn't retain him, and Elko didn't take him with them. But I would tell you this, how he became just an analyst here is surprising to me, because in view of the fact of the work that he did with Riley Leonard while at Duke. Riley Leonard ends up going and getting a big deal to go to Notre Dame. He struggled a little bit at the start of the year. I would venture to say it was learning a new system. Plus, he was injured for part of the year. So this is a guy that's called plays before, done it well. But I guess the only thing I would ask is,
I got a question on this dude, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's Elko's guy at Duke, right? He's the offensive coordinator.
It was, yes.
Why wouldn't he hire him at Texas A&M? Like I have that question. Like I want to know why. If he, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
what's the issue? Why wouldn't you hire him? Why would you go to Kansas State and get Klein when you got your guy and you're bringing him over? Why wouldn't he take him? I just want to know why. Like, is there an issue? I got questions.
I think generally speaking, I mean, I got questions too. I think that's a great question, by the way. And I don't know that I have the answer. I would tell you that Colin Klein has been one of the up and coming coordinators in the country.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people like him, and because they run a different kind of, and I think that they run that run system that I don't really think that that's what Klein was before working with Elko. Maybe they just did. Hey, listen, maybe they didn't run the same type of offense that he thought would work. I don't know exactly. It's a good question to ask. But what I would tell you is I think that he did a good job.
Why didn't anybody else snatch him up? Why didn't anybody else snatch him up at OC?
Well,
you know what I mean? It's a 2-part question.
I guess my question would, maybe he thought he was going to be the head coach. I don't know if he put his name in for that head coaching position or what. Maybe he did. And then whenever he didn't get it, that could be the answer to all of it. He didn't get the job because they gave it to Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz, I don't know why you wouldn't keep him on unless he was applied for the same job as you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you don't get the job, then they're not going to keep you around, and you probably don't want to stay around, would also be the other thing.
Yeah.
But he wasn't retained in any event. That being said, yeah, we had 6 sacks, and somebody told me the Sooners had 6 sacks and then told me the score. I would have called you crazy. Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
In the end, listen, I
nine.
would just tell
They
you
had
that
nine.
he's got a good track record with quarterbacks, though. Kevin Johns does.
Yeah, we we need it, man. Like it's got to be that's like priority. Like to me, that's priority one. You know what I mean? Like that's priority one in the scheme of things is quarterback coaching and getting our quarterbacks on time and seeing the field and reads and getting getting the ball out in anticipation. You know what I mean? Not waiting till the dude's open. Like I want to see some anticipatory throws
Sure.
into spots, and
Yeah,
there's
throwing
a lot
guys
of
open and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's
and not making guys turn for the ball,
yeah,
making them go up for the ball, like hitting them in stride and allowing them to catch and make a move. Like that swing pass to Taylor Tatum, if that's not behind him a little bit and he catches it right there, he scores. Because Tatum's one of the few guys on the team that's going to make somebody miss, right? That he makes that safety miss or that linebacker, whoever that was, coming over, and he's gone.
yeah.
But he had to come back for the ball, and he had to reset his feet, and that gave the defender time to make the play. But man,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, quarterback coaching is important, man, and we have to do better at it. We have to, because that can mitigate, getting the ball out on time and hitting the open receivers and going through your progressions and having that dump down or that safety valve out there. That can alleviate some of your deficiencies in the O-line play. And I thought that's what Michael Hawkins was doing a good job earlier, not making people miss and not getting sacked. And he was getting the
Right.
ball out, quick read, getting the ball out, and it just like
Well, they didn't go crazy with the playbook with him,
yeah.
and that's
And,
something that I thought that Eddie Radosevich had a really good point that he made last week. That was saying, why are they running? Why instead? And a lot of people have been making the point is, why are you not making it to simpler? Simplify the offense, and with the air raid, with the air raid, and even with the veer and shoot, I haven't seen, Seth's up there with a big ass binder of fucking plays. And you just don't see that with these air raid guys anymore. They've got a little index card of, hey, listen, Mike Leach used to have 11 plays. 11.
Yeah.
And of those 11 plays, generally speaking, he ran them out of a lot of different looks. But
I'm a big fan of, and here's, when we struggled on defense, when I was playing, we would simplify things. Like we would get more into our base defenses in making sure everybody knows. And when you're confident in what you're doing,
you
it
do.
allows you to play
You do
faster.
on both sides of the ball.
Don't add more plays. Don't I don't know. I just,
especially, well, it's not even the quarterback that's new to it. Either of the quarterbacks. It's, you got your top 5 receivers out. Your running game hasn't been great. Part of it is because the line not blocking as well as you'd like them to. The RPO, they hadn't worked a lot together. In the RPO, they don't necessarily get the protection right away until they know whether or not, the ball's been handed off. So there was a lot of things that conspired for a lot of it. And don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think the zone read needs to be a staple in our offense. That not the RPO, just a zone read. Read a guy, read that end or linebacker, whoever it is you are, and if he turns his shoulders and runs down the line to get the running back, pull it out. You know what I mean? Like, and you can do something as simple as run boot off that. You know what I mean? Like just run zone read, but make it one less decision that has to be made. So we could play faster, run that zone blocking scheme, let that running back find the hole. You know what I mean? Because you have to slow that whole backside down, whether it's your end or that linebacker, as he's reading it, he's looking at him. That guy, he has to slow him down, and defenders have to account for the quarterback pulling it out. And if they don't, hit him for 5 to 10 yards with the quarterback, keeper on his own read. Make him defend it. And then you hit him with some passes out off it. You know what I mean? Like dedicated passes, not RPOs, but just passes. And he can throw the jet sweep into that. That's what I love about Vandy's offense. You know what I mean? They make you account for the jet sweep. They make you account for the dive, and they make you account for the quarterback pulling it out and the pass off it. Like there's so much, and it's simple. There's intricacies off each one of those. But that offense, man, I watched it for 2 years at New Mexico State, and I was like, damn, that's good offense. Because I ain't really seen, anybody run that type of offense. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention to college football at the time. I was, more in the NFL, and they don't run that in the NFL. And they're starting to a little bit, but there's certain quarterbacks. But I love that offense, man, and it makes the defense, account for multiple things. And if they don't, you hit them on it. It gets exposed, and I really like it. And I think, there's a place for that in Oklahoma, and not just teeing off on our quarterbacks because they know we can't run the ball, we got to throw it.
Right. Well, and I think goated, they've regressed, completely regressed. So they could only get. Listen, I think it could only get better. Here's where I'm at on it, and I'll see. I want to hear what you think. When Jeff Lebby left, he famously told Brent Venables that Joe John was ready to call his playbook right now. I tend to wonder if that. I mean, I think there was a little pissed offness between the two of them, but he told him he could do it right now. He's the guy. Well, of course, he makes Seth the play caller. And of course, they try to marry the playbook. Well, rather than doing this little marriage of the playbook, which I think was stupid, I think that's clear because I don't think that I'm not going to say the things that K. Chris said on Saturday, but I don't think that it was the right plan, and it certainly wasn't the right plan for those two guys to try to marry two systems together that they're distant cousins of each other. The systems are; they just are. Yeah. So it's not the same thing. In the end, I think if what you're doing is if you're keeping Joe John and now he's going to call the plays, now I feel like hell, just go back to Lebby's system. Just do what you did. Because not for nothing, top 15 and top 5 offenses the last 2 years under Jeff Lebby. Now, he left a little bit to be desired situationally, no doubt. But overall, the guy was really good.
If we're bringing back the Levy system, are people going to be okay with the excessive amount of jet sweeps? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
The jet sweep
because at this point, I might be open for it.
Listen, the jet sweep is okay if you have a vertical element to it. If you have some other stuff that looks like the jet sweep, but isn't.
That's what I'm going back to. That's what I'm going back to. Yes. You know what I mean? With that offense, you gotta make people cover every inch of the field, and we're not doing that offensively. Like people are not worried. Defenses are not worried about us throwing the ball on them. They're not worried. And we gotta make them pay somehow, some way. We gotta make them pay.
No doubt, and you do. You're gonna have to find a way. The thing is you. This is a tough weekend to have this happen to you. You're going to Ole Miss. They're pissed off from losing. I mean, they've got 2 weeks. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this.
Hopefully, they prepare about as bad as we did for Texas. How about that? That's what I'm hoping.
I hope so. I hope maybe they fell apart when they lost that second game, and they're all just coming apart. I mean, because otherwise, I don't know. It could if they don't play better offensively, they're going to get beat by 60. So.
We got to do what we do to jump on them and make them, we got to come up, we got to start fast against them, and hopefully they do crumble, with a bunch of those dudes that are paid for and bought and, not program, not in the program for, I think that could fracture quickly if we jump on them. Maybe start like South Carolina did against us.
Well, you have to, and here's the thing. I mean, look, I know everybody's upset, but I'm gonna kind of echo what I heard on Teddy and Gabe's show yesterday. Back off of Danny Stutzman. Relax.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, listen, everybody at the time that he was asked the question, he was not. I mean, should he have probably said that? Probably not. But you know what? You stick a fucking microphone in one of these kids' faces right after a football game, they just got the shit kicked out of them. Sometimes they're going to say what they're going to say. But without Danny Stutzman, what are you on defense? Now, don't get me wrong. They're really good everywhere. But he came back for this.
Yeah.
He came back for this shit show. And that's the only time that anybody has heard him do anything but be a great team guy. Back off of Danny. Sooner fans. Easy. Come on. The guy is the ultimate Sooner. So it's not the right way to go about it. And if
I really don't have a problem,
but take up for his own fucking teammates and himself.
Yeah. I don't really have it. And a lot of people are getting all emotional about what he said. Like at the end of the day,
that you weren't a fan anyway. If you can't be a fan of us right now when we're going through the shit.
I mean, I really, I don't know, man. I don't know if I see any lies in that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I don't know. I mean, I guess he could have just handled it and said, we got to play better. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and he should have He should have said
he's super emotional, but I mean, he
always says the right thing.
He kept it real.
He always says the right thing though. And this time it's right after a damn game that he says what he says. Hell, I even saw former Sooners jumping on his ass about. I'm like, bro, come on now. Again, is he not? I mean, everything that they're going through, and right after getting your ass kicked by a bad South Carolina team, a week after you got the shit beat out of you by your biggest rival, he's not allowed a misspeak or to say what he feels.
Yeah,
because
yeah. I mean, I'd rather have him keep it real and say what he feels and come out here and, you know what I mean? I prefer that. I prefer that kind of stuff. And if it applies to you, I mean, you know what I mean? If it doesn't apply, like, you're like, right on.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem.
Dude, you can't second guess Danny, dude. That dude is out there busting people's ass.
Yeah, dude.
What do you have? 16 tackles? 16 tackles yesterday?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's come
on, man. Hey, when you come out and you have 16 tackles, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. Go out there and get you 16 tackles. You can say whatever you want. And everybody else got to shut up.
And here's the thing. Is he wrong?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, look, we all know that there's a certain number of fans out there that think it's their God-given right to talk shit about the Sooners.
Yeah.
Standard is the standard. Most of you haven't ever played and been up on a standard of anything. I get it. They get paid now. There's another. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
But, and yeah, Danny should have said, you know what? They have every right to be upset.
Yeah.
Yes, see, there you go. Thank you, Adjust the Hat. Absolutely. Someone gives a real answer.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I'm just saying, I'm with you, Danny. I can tell you we're with you.
Yeah.
From this show.
Yeah, no, dude. Ain't no issues over here. No
yeah.
issues at all.
All love from here, man. All love from this area.
No
so I can tell you, from this show, from the people that follow it, all the people in my stream, I hadn't heard shit from it. I didn't hear about it until yesterday, right about the time that I found out about Littrell getting fired. So we obviously went to that.
So I listened to it. When I heard it, I didn't have a problem with it, and I didn't know it was an issue.
Well, I heard it yesterday. Yeah,
I didn't know it was an issue until I watched the Oklahoma breakdown. I had no idea that people were like upset about it.
Correct.
I was like, oh, really? That's happening?
Well, and I'll be honest. I hadn't been on fucking Twitter because I didn't give a shit to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
After that debacle, I knew.
Yeah, hey, I had to take a couple hours.
You got to,
Yeah,
man. You got to
I had
do
to
it.
take a couple hours after that, man. I like because I had some tweets fired up and ready to go, and I was like, let's not do that today, Mike. Let's delete that. And I got off Twitter, man. I had to take a break, man, because I was ready to say some shit, and
Well,
I didn't.
it's one thing to look. I mean, you're saying you only Marsh says I'll only speak on the coaches, and I agree with that. And look, I think that it's okay to criticize play, right? I mean, but you can't go personal, and and there's some fans that get super personal. I haven't been I'm not a fan of the way. Look, man, these kids in this day and age, the transfer portal is what it is, and people are going to fucking transfer. And the way that some of these kids got treated for transferring, say Theo Weiss, they were awful there was people that were really bad to him, you know. And his parents go back and forth with people all the time.
Yeah,
Now that he's at Missouri, he's a graduate of Oklahoma. You
yep,
know, it is what it is. But I feel like you have to pump the brakes a little bit and realize that, look, just because they're playing bad doesn't mean you have the right to tee off on these kids when you couldn't do it.
yeah.
And go after the coaches. Listen, they get paid lots more than these players do. Most of them, anyway. In the end, I think that it's definitely when you start getting personal about it. I think even with the coaches, then it's too far. You're just gone too far. And so, we could be better than that. We can be better than that as fans. We have to be better than that as fans.
Yep. That's part of being a fan, man.
You
Let me
want to
tell you.
talk about the
Do you
standard?
see this
Being
right
a
here?
standard. Hey, look, there's a standard there too for being a fan. Don't be
Yeah.
a fucking asshole.
Listen, see this team right here?
Mhm.
Trust me, I know what it means to stick by some tough years.
So do
Tough.
Cowboys fans.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, but professional football teams, like, I'll get on Twitter and say what I want. You know what I mean? With professional football teams, like, everybody's grown, man. Like, I'll let them have it. Shit, I used to let Bowles have it in his first year, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bowles is pissing me off.
I didn't say it's okay to criticize. It's not okay to go get personal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not okay to get and are you going to criticize Danny fucking Stutzman?
No.
Because I don't know if you realize he's the best player out there.
Yep. Yep.
It's
He
not.
sure is.
It's not. Come on, man. Let's be real. In the end, criticizing is one thing. Going crazy and saying a lot of the shit that's been said about him over that stuff, it's insane.
Yeah. Yep.
Me too, man.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, I think it's a lot of nothing, to be honest with you. I think it's just something that when we're getting our butts kicked, something else people want to whine and complain about. No issues at all.
Well, so what's
No
wrong?
issues at all, man.
I mean, yeah, he said if you don't support in the tough times, then you're probably not a
Yeah.
real fan anyway. So okay,
Listen, man, like
what's so wrong with that?
I mean, I look at it like this, like, if like what amount of work and dedication are you doing that is more than what these players are doing, right? There's a lot of work, a lot of time spent, and so much invested, and things don't go the right way, dude. They're going to be a little emotional, and they're going to feel a certain type of way. And I don't see how, as a fan, you have the audacity to have
Yeah,
a problem with what he said.
there's
You ain't
there's
putting
a
in the
line.
work. You ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? You're tailgating before we're all tailgating before the game. That's the work we put in.
Right. Well, and yeah, man. I mean, there's a line that you look criticize if you want to criticize certain things, and even the players criticize them if you want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, what Kimberly? I mean, she's sacrificed. You sacrifice your body for fans to boo you and walk out. Disgusting. Yeah. I mean, I would say, and to be fair to the fans that went to the game the other day, I went there, but you're hearing a lot of people that said that you were surprised that you didn't hear a lot more boos. and that they stayed as long as they did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I just feel like there has to be a line for, I mean, come on, guys. There's got to be a line for everything. There's got to be a line for everything. And some Sooners, you just got to shut the hell up. Some Sooners are above you criticizing them, and Danny would be one of them.
We're all facing adversity right now. How do you handle it? How are you handling it? Right?
Yeah. And I tend to doubt that he gives a shit what the fans have said about what he said, because you know what, I hope he doesn't anyway. Because to hell, you know.
Yep. What about I'm trying to turn the page into some positives.
Yeah, let's do that. Or at least let's talk shit about somebody else.
What oh yeah, we can do that. There's a lot of shit talking.
Go ahead with where you were going. Go ahead.
I want to talk about my guy, number 88, walk on, Jacob Jordan.
Jacob Jordan, baby.
Dude, where in the hell has he been? And he needed to be on scholarship yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, that dude, shit, man. Holy, and I'm like, why hasn't this dude, like, you go out there and you see that and you're like, we've been not getting separation. We can't get open. Like, what? It doesn't add up to me, bro. Like, that dude, insert him in your starting lineup immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. And dude, come on, man. He made somebody miss.
Bro.
He hit that dude on the sideline with a little hezzy and made him look stupid. And that was the only time I got excited in the game. I jumped out of my seat. And my youngest son, Cameron, was like, what happened? And I'm like, you not see that? I'm like, amazing.
Dude.
Get him he's a starter just based off that right there. He shook a dude, made him look dumb. Starter immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm. Loved it. Marcus, what's up, my man? Thanks for yeah, he spoke for the team. Absolutely. Why haven't they noticed him before Saturday? I don't know, guys. I mean, yeah, they probably should have had him in at times, right? I would tell you, athletically speaking, we know why. But he's got a hell of a football IQ, and he made plays, and that's what you're looking for.
I'm gonna tell you something. My boy Travis Davidson tweeted this out, and I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. And it was something to the degree is the best part of the whiteout on Saturday was Jacob Jordan. Hey, dude, that was so funny, man. I couldn't stop laughing at that, man. I was looking at that thing going,
hilarious, by the way.
Dude, that was epic.
Oh, so I wonder, is the whiteout a thing of the past now that it turned into that debacle the other day, though?
Dude, I mean, I don't know why. Like, I'm trying to figure out why we waste these, like, we had to stripe the stadium against Tulane. We should have saved that for Tennessee. Maybe a whiteout, on a big game. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's those are things for prime time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Penn State doesn't do whiteout on just any old game, do they?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're not doing it right for sure.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
Look, let's do whiteouts when we're undefeated.
Yeah. Like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop with just let people come with what they want.
Yeah, we converted a DB before trying him, though. You're not wrong. Listen, we said the same thing. I've been saying the same thing about Ivan Carrion too. Now, he got in the game a little bit the other day. I was glad to see that. I want to see him in there more. But I agree.
Yeah. I did see Mr. Dilligaff
super chat.
$4.99. I did see him crunch a dude.
Big Mike, your boy laid the wood on one of the SC players on Saturday.
That's what he does.
Blessed face.
What can I say?
Number 88 stoops 2.0.
I'd like to see more of it. Yep, saw it.
Yeah, and I think that's Yeah, and with the way that look, I mean, having Marcus, his comment was just up there. I want to see. Think it's time to start seeing some of these freshman linemen too, and I hope that I don't know what's going to end up happening.
I think you have to start planning, right?
Yeah,
you have to start rotating.
Definitely. I hope
you
that
know,
they're going to take Isaiah to Ole Miss, though. I mean, it's 40 minutes from his home. I hope that he's going to be on that travel roster because he hasn't been.
I would like to think so, and I like to think that our coaching staff is thinking about that from a recruiting aspect as well.
I think so
what I
too.
mean? I would love to. I would love for that to happen. I think we have to look at keep preserving red shirts for some of these dudes, but still getting them in 4 games and getting them meaningful snaps to develop and start looking for next year, because I think they're capable. I think the 2024 class was a very well recruited class, and it's on record. And I think they're really capable players that need to start seeing the field a little bit more in a development sense, right? Developmental sense. It's I just it's we gotta start looking forward, man, and start seeing what we got with some of these young cats. Man, we got some killers, bro.
Listen, and that's the thing is that, look, it'd be one thing if this offensive line was killing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what do we at this point? Look, I don't think that the offensive line is as bad as a lot of people think it is right now. I will tell you that a guy like Isaiah Autry-Dent, this is a 6'6", 320 monster, right?
Kid's huge.
With some foot speed. What's up there, Coach Ricks? Welcome into the show.
What's going on, gentlemen? How's everyone doing?
Good morning.
We're just talking some shit. We're just I had to get my 2 cents in about Danny Stutzman and what was said, but I do want to tell everybody thank you. I just paid attention to my own little streamer at the bottom. I did want to tell everybody in the chat and everybody who's shared the program with people around, thank you very much. We finally hit 4,000 subscribers last night.
There we go.
That's a big day for us. That's huge for us, and I want to thank everybody for all the views that we've got as well. It's been good, man. Been really good.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
I was like, Big Mike, who in the hell is 88?
Yeah. No, I knew him.
All work, bro. I didn't even know he was on the damn team.
I knew about him.
Right.
I seen him. I met him. My wife and his mom were talking on move-in day in last January. Like I was tracking, but I didn't know he was like that. You know what I mean?
It makes you wonder how they are evaluating this talent, because you got guys like that on the bench. I just don't understand it. I mean, if everything's going disarray, get those guys out there, man, that might start a spark or something, or do something different. Because when he got out there, man, he was making guys miss, and I was like, damn, where this been all season?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I was like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like on his couch, like pointing, like that's. I was like, that's it.
That's it.
We need more of that.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that the season is going the way it's going, but I think in the overall totality of this thing, man, it's going to get better. That old saying, it gets worse before it gets better, and I'm hoping that. But we have too much talent, man, to be playing this way. We have too much talent, and talent is on the bench as well to be playing this way.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And Big Mike, not to be saying it because you don't hear, man, your damn son a stud, dude. Your son a stud.
Yeah.
He come with bad intentions whenever he hits somebody. He come with bad intentions.
Yeah.
Where's Shelby at? I knew it was coming. Here we go.
Yeah. He been that way, man. Like he been that way. He's always been a run through your face type of kid, and I don't know how he got that way or why he is that way, but he's always been that way.
Does that scare you as a parent?
It amazes me.
Does that scare
It
you
really
as a
does.
parent, knowing that he goes full throttle and it is what it is, and I'm going to try to hurt you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I say like I've always supported it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, maybe that's probably what it was. Like when he was doing that in kindergarten and first grade, you know what I mean? He probably saw my reaction and probably like, well, that's how I got to play. You know, I wish I could get my other two to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. You know, my youngest one, Cameron, he's 70 pounds, dripping wet, but he's got the intent. He just ain't got it behind him yet. You know, he doesn't have
The
enough
weight behind him.
Yeah, he done. In my middle one, you know, he's starting to put it together. And I mean, but yeah, Mike's always just been ridiculous, like aggressive and physical. And you know,
That's what's up.
I don't know. I don't know what I did, to be honest with you. I think I just got lucky. Some people always ask me, "What'd you do? What camps did you send them to do?" I'm like, "Bro, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I just coached them. You know, told them watch film and showed them how to take inside out angles and run through the ball carrier. And I mean, maybe that's all it is. I don't know.
Benji, did you really just say that shit?
Man, Benji's been on that. He's been on that stuff the last few days.
He said real Mexicans support Texas. He's talking shit about the Vandy quarterback.
Well, what about the fans that
He's
was
from
throwing
New
stuff on the
Mexico,
field?
bro.
He's from New Mexico. He don't give a shit about Texas.
Yeah. Give a damn.
Hey, did you see that Texas got fined for throwing stuff on the field?
I did. We were gonna bring that up. We're gonna bring
Yeah.
that up. Matter of fact, though, where's Legend? Have you guys seen Legend? Is he in the?
I ain't seen him on here.
Have you?
No.
I haven't either. Okay. Well, I'm gonna send him that again real quick. But yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Terrible. Like that's terrible. I mean, there's so many terrible aspects to what happened at that, right?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, a terrible pass interference call, right?
Yeah.
Terrible pass interference call.
Yeah, it was.
And then let's talk about how
Was
terrible
it a
that whole
pass
student section.
interference call?
Dude,
I guess
that
they were
wasn't
hand
pass
fighting.
interference. That wasn't pass
No.
interference.
They
He
both
pulled him
were.
off the route. He got him off the route.
Dude, he had the defender has the right to the position though.
That's true.
You know what I mean? He don't have to olay and let him run by him. He can stand his ground. You know what I mean?
But that's not what he did. I didn't think. I thought
That's what he did. The contact was initiated by the receiver, in my opinion.
Well, here's the one thing I would say about it though, is that if you make the call,
you can't.
Now they can obviously change the call. They don't have
That's
to.
the other terrible aspect of it, right there.
What?
Changing the call. If you're gonna make the call, stick with it.
Yeah, you don't do that. And
then
it didn't look good when you changed the fucking call after those assholes were throwing everything onto the damn field.
Terrible aspect number 3. You set a new precedent, bro.
Yeah.
You set a new precedent. Oh, I'm gonna whine about this and throw stuff on the field, and they changed it. You're about to see more of that.
Either way, I mean, I don't care which way the damn call went. That's not what I'm saying. But you can't change it. You can't.
Has that ever happened?
Yeah, look. Shelby says that was pass interference. Fair enough.
Man, look, if you go back and watch that play, they both are physical with each other the whole way down the field. And let's
not get crazy here and worry about the fucking call.
Yeah.
The fact is the call itself was made. Georgia fans are gonna say what they say about it. People are gonna say what they say. It's not even about the call, right?
Yeah.
What it is that you can change the call when you huddle up, which is what happened. But the truth is, it made it look like it's like, okay, now we're scared of these damn fans.
Yep.
Right?
If the fans didn't throw shit on the field, right? If they didn't litter the field, do you think they huddled up and changed the call?
No.
I don't
Georgia would have been ready. They were ready to go.
Yeah.
No, they were gonna get on the ball and fucking go.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a bad look. Also, that's a bad look. And then, as I said, it's just bad all the way around. But then, of course, Kirby, then they, tried to rob us there at the end. They
loved every minute of it.
Oh yeah,
I love that part.
I love every minute of that.
I love it too. Hey, you know what? This is what I do love about the league.
He said, "Your network."
People don't give
ESPN
a
trying
fuck.
to Friday.
Coaches don't give a fuck. Fans don't give a fuck. None of them. They don't care.
Yeah.
It just made it look bad. Just made it
Hey,
look real
the
bad.
next person that brings up Lincoln Riley as a fucking offensive coordinator on this show gets booted. Mods, do you understand?
He'll never come back. Never.
Never.
Wow.
No, fuck no. Okay? Don't bring it up on this show. You will get booted.
Boot him.
We ain't
Man,
doing
look,
that shit. We ain't doing it.
He's
he's
gonna
already
test you.
doing.
Watch. He's gonna test you. Watch. He's gonna.
That's all right. They can get kicked. I don't just say shit to say it. They should have penalized. Okay, so there's another. They should have penalized Texas for throwing bottles on the field.
Most times they do.
Oh, shoot.
Most times they get with the coach
They
and they
should.
penalize you because think about that. So I mean, it didn't, but someone could have got hurt. Someone could have got hit in the head. Somebody, I mean, Lord forbid, a ref or somebody got hit. But the way it looked, man, the way the coach got to come out on the field and tell you to stop throwing stuff, and you still throwing stuff. It's just a bad look. Just a bad look.
Yeah, that one shit. There's a line that you have to, as fans, and look, man, there's always asshole fans, but how often do you see that? That's not okay to do that shit.
Especially on the live ESPN game, man, at prime time. That made it even look
that's not
worse.
Yeah, the student. Well, that was the student section, right?
Yeah.
Down there.
Yep.
Yeah, they showed their whole ass on that,
Yep.
bro. National TV.
Yeah, don't bring up Kel on this damn channel either. I don't want to hear that shit either.
Sooner Texas is trying to. He's trying you. Can we bring up Tebow?
No, you cannot. Don't do it. Kel's not walking through that door either. You guys, look, I'm not even going to get into what I think about Kel or what I think about that incident with Kel. I'm just going to tell you it'll be a cold fucking day in hell before he ever walks back through there as a coach again. It's not going to happen. Even if, and it certainly isn't going to happen with Brent Venables as the head coach.
No. That's the only way you bring that up is if you trolling, man. Like other than that, like
I regret to inform you that there are a great number of Oklahoma fans that really believe that he should be there and be the head and be the.
You can't, man. I hate to say that, but as a coach and as a parent,
no way.
It would be no way.
They would negative recruit the shit out of you. Yeah. First off,
every coach that is recruiting against you is going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Every parent is going to question why you're letting your child go there if this is what's going on. It's just too much, man. You don't need that negative insight before you make a decision like that. So there's no way that he's going to come back.
All right, well, let's talk about, since everybody's still on this, before we get to the rest of the Texas stuff, and I will just say that I thought that was fucking great. And also, the last part we can just finish this part up. The one thing I'll say about this Texas game is that I saw it on Twitter, and I don't know that it's for sure real because it came from Barstool. But apparently, the kids in the student section got text messages that said you now no longer have a ticket to games, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Professor, the LC could be Billy, and then he's going to bring DJ Lagway with him.
Wow.
Professor, I'm just fucking with Professor because he's a Florida fan. I was thinking Billy Napier, and then, DJ Lagway, whenever he leaves school in the transfer portal, he'll be an Oklahoma Sooner next year.
Wow. You heard it here first.
I've heard that happen before at another college when that happened. They use facial recognition or seats and then like figured out who it was.
Yeah.
Somebody said on Twitter, there was some lady from Florida, by the way. I've been working at the university for XX years or whatever. I forget what she said, and there ain't no way that any school has the technology to be able to do that. And I said, wait a
You're
minute.
wrong.
Everybody was telling her she's wrong, but I was the only one that said this. I said, not for nothing, but the NCAA tracked and took video and photos, crystal clear video and photos of fans in the stands taking video of the sidelines of future Michigan opponents a few years ago.
Yeah. Bro, they're out there filming them games in 4K.
Yes.
You can see a dude up in the nosebleeds digging in his nose if you want.
I'm telling you now, if they could do that, and look, I mean, they have the technology. And besides all that, my home theater company, we were doing surveillance cameras that were freaking amazing 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And at a place like Texas, they see it.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
that stadium. You want to talk about state of the art, and they just redid it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they know.
They got all kinds of. They knew who they were. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know that for sure that's what happened. Benji, did that happen?
I like that. That's legit if it did.
Look, I think it did. Because
I mean, it's not like they don't have plenty of
they're
students.
taking video and pictures, and on top of that, being in Vegas, they've got facial recognition of everybody everywhere, and all you have to have is your fucking phone.
Jason, you know how you can track that?
Your facial recognition works on your cell phone right now, so everybody's face is logged somewhere.
Yep. Here's the thing: when you go into a stadium, of course, you have cameras everywhere, pointing in all different directions. So you might have a relay on one camera, a relay on another one, to where they can track it second by second all the way up to a play. If they can do that, they can point out where your ass is, freeze, frame it, blow it up, see what seat that is, see who scanned that ticket, who was in it, who bought it, and then there you go. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, it's not hard at all.
No. If you really want to do the investigation, they're going to find out.
That's just volume. You know what I mean? Like that's just there's a lot of you're doing a lot of tracking on students, man, because there's a lot of shit on the field.
Yeah.
Right.
So
listen, I mean, but they guaranteed they had it, and Benji said, yeah, they actually did happen. I was going to look it up and see if I'm sure it's on the news and all that stuff. I didn't really have time. I just saw it before. Is going to get replaced, or do you retain some of them? All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I guess everybody's still wanting to talk about that. All right, the offensive staff is going to be up to the new offensive coordinator, whoever that may be. Because I'll tell you this, the last thing I don't feel like we have to talk too damn much about this anymore, but I'll just say this part. You have to, Brent Venable's future relies upon the hire that he makes here.
Yeah.
Because fair or not fair, everybody thinks he mailed in the last one. Yeah. Students have to swipe IDs to get in. No tickets. Right. Everybody does that. Everybody has to swipe it. Well, either that or you got to on your phone app so they know who the fuck you are. Because you can't even, most tickets, you can't even get a paper ticket anymore, can you? I don't even know if you can get them.
No. Everything's on your phone. Everything's on your phone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The Daily Texan says they got fined $250K from the SEC, and some students may have their big ticket revoked for the remainder of the year.
Yes, correct.
That's one thing about the SEC, or should I say, Mr. Sankey. He don't play.
No,
he don't. You can't allow that, bro.
Yeah, what did he say? His exact words were. I think I wrote it down there. He said, "I am your father. This will not happen again." Oh, Daddy Sankey.
It's a shame that is the only thing that we can remember about that game is that negative turnout of the game.
You want to know what I remember? Is those Georgia defensive ends getting after Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning's ass.
Oh,
Bro,
dang.
them dudes are, whew,
Yeah.
whew, them two
They had a
dudes.
long day. They had a long
Wow.
day. They were
I
getting
was
hit.
impressed. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Those guys are monsters, man. That make quarterback have nightmares of going up against Georgia. We see that shit coming, bro. People faking injuries. That shit was crazy. Them dudes.
Yeah.
I don't see how you that big and bend and move like that, man. God, you talk about mutants, man. Those dudes are aliens. Like I was watching that game, and that made me feel better watching them get after Texas ass like that. It brought my
Well,
spirits up a little
listen,
bit.
anytime Texas loses, it's better for you. I don't care
Mhm.
how good a day you've had; it got better,
Yeah,
and it definitely improved.
yeah.
It definitely
Those
improved that day.
dudes,
I enjoyed it.
them two dudes. That was 11 and 13. Number 11 and 13. Man,
Oh, number 11 was killing.
man.
Knew who he was, but he was behind. He was in that backfield all night.
Hey, goated! I had to say it, dude. How many times in a row you were going to talk about D-Mac? I love D-Mac too, bro, but I had to bust your balls on that.
He's
Smitten.
hilarious.
Dude.
He's hilarious.
Damian Mackey is the guy. He is. I love him and Barry Show. They do a great job, and he does a great job of telling it like it is. And so I'm a fan as well. I was just giving you shit there, goated. Don't get upset. Just
Yeah.
Hey, Jason. Sorry, man. I got to jump off right quick. I got a conference call that I got to take. So I'll try to get back on. Big Mike, if I don't, man, hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. Your son's playing great, man. And just hang in there, man. It's going to get better. It's going to get better.
Sure. For sure.
All right. All right, fellas. Y'all take care. I'll be right back.
All right, my guy. See you.
All right.
I don't know what's up with Mike. I thought I sent this earlier, but I don't know. But I haven't seen him in the.
Nah, I ain't seen him on.
But he asked last night about it, so he.
Oh, okay.
Figure I thought I sent it earlier, but unless he didn't get it, but I just sent it again, so we'll see. Bloody Guns, what's up, my man Bob? F114, Big Rob. Oh, you goes 4-8. I hope that they can beat Maine. Well, how are they going 4-8 if they beat Maine? They're Big Rob. Are you coming in and talking shit? Don't do that. Don't do that.
What do you think about the chances of making a bowl game?
If they don't get better on offense, none.
Yeah.
Because I think you're still playing some of the toughest. I mean, I think you could. You need to beat fucking Mizzou first off.
Yeah.
Right. It is a major opportunity for an offensive coordinator too. Absolutely goated. There's no two ways around it. But you got to beat Mizzou. You better damn beat. If you beat, listen, here's where the last thing I was going to say about this was that Brent Venables is in trouble if they don't do something. Because look, I think fair or unfair, they did think that he melded in. And number two, they think that he waited too long to make this move. So I don't know, man. I am not of the opinion that they should fire this guy. But this is a different time now. I don't care how much they owe him. And I don't think it doesn't matter how much they owe him. I'll just tell you. There's money. There's people with money.
I don't think they fire. I don't think they'll
the
fire.
very worst. I don't think they will for sure. But I would tell you that it'll be very warm under that seat if they don't improve somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. Now, maybe if next year is similar to this year, then I think the conversation is there, but not this year.
But here's what you have to look at is that they had, again, I'm saying fair or unfair, and I'm telling you that I don't want them to fire Brent Venables, okay? Just so you understand this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm a Brent Venables fan. I want him here. I think he is the guy for the job, and I think they need to give him the time to do it.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not in charge of shit. I don't have the money that a lot of these boosters have, and if they feel like that they're getting behind, and they do, in the SEC, and already you're the quote. I mean, Gabe said it. He said he hated to say it, but laughing stock of the FCC, that is not going to last in Norman. It cannot. And to be fair, and to hey, listen, even Coach V said that they are not living up to the standard. I love him for being real and honest and feeling that way, but it is what it is here. And I think that there's a portion of people that didn't think he was the guy for the job to begin with. And so I think that there is a possibility. Now, what I'll tell you is I do believe that if you can go 7-5, you're good. If you go 6-6 or 5-7, though, next year is a must win immediately. You better hit the fucking ball out of the park with this hire. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Boosters need to. Let me tell you something, man. All the NIL that we need to blow all the NIL this upcoming year. And hey, if we got to dip into the next year's NIL pool, like,
they already have an extra $12 million, I think, put away.
Do it, man. Hey, we need
extra $12 million on top of the 20 that they probably already have earmarked.
Yeah, like can we get an IOU on 2026? NIL. Like, we need to spend it all, man. Like,
yeah, they're gonna. Well, at
this point, what do you got to lose?
I don't think that's an issue, to be quite honest with you.
Well, I do think Oklahoma, puts a evaluation out there and bases their NIL package on that evaluation, and they're not going to overpay for players, which I'm a big fan of.
Of course.
But man, if there's a dude out there, if there's a couple dudes out there, you got to get them. We have to get them. We have to get them. Like, let somebody start tampering with that freaking Boise State running back, man. Get him. That dude's good.
No shit, right?
Like, that dude is amazing.
We've got some good guys coming in. We've got a couple of really good running backs coming in too, though. So here's the thing. I think that
I don't support tampering. I don't want anybody to tamper. I want to do it the right way. I'm just
tamper your asses off. Come on. Fuck that. Tamper. Texas does it. Everybody does it. So I don't care. And there's no such thing as tampering right now. You can't prove it. I don't know that here's what you need is you need to go and get the right coordinator. Until you do that, it doesn't matter.
You're right. I agree.
And they are absolutely they're good to go on defense. So if you can flip this thing around, and there's really no reason that you can't, then they'll be fine. But Shawty wasn't wrong. He said if you don't, he'll get fired at the end of next year, not necessarily this year, but at the end of next year. If he goes 5-7, it'll be awfully warm. You'll have to win minimum of 8-9, I would think, to keep your job. Other than that, right?
I don't know, man. I think the understanding of going into the SEC is a challenge.
You have to show that you're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Moves forward right now.
It depends on how those losses in a 5-7, 6-6 year, like if that happens next year, it depends on if the losses are like this year, we got problems. But if they're last second field goal type stuff, the losses and how they lose matter, in my opinion.
Yeah. Who's the right? Okay, in my mind, who's the right coordinator? Big Mike, who's the right coordinator for you? Who do you want?
Reality, like if we're like being for real.
The reality is that you can get whoever the fuck you want. It's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's out of reach. From what I'm hearing, there's already been people reaching out to OU as well. And one of the people that reached out, it was a surprise to me.
I
But it's
do
huge.
I do like. There's a couple. I got like a top three, right? I got
Go
a
ahead.
top three.
Yeah, give it to us. Give it all
Uh,
to us.
I
I want to
like
hear this.
I like the UNLV coordinator.
Brendan
I
Marion.
like him. I like him. He's young. I think he could recruit well. I think they got that go-go. They got that go-go going on in Vegas. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, right?
My guy Beck at Vandy, you know what I'm saying?
I like Tim.
Guns up. We know what it is. My third one, and I met him when he was at Kansas during the recruiting process, and I love his offense, is Andy Kotelnicki. Like, I think that dude's offense is, I love the motions. I love the shifts. I love all of that. And I think it, along with the Tim Beck, puts pressures on defenses and
Kotelnicki is
scheming guys open and getting guys open. And I love the fact that Kotelnicki loves to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the numbers that the running back Devin Neal was putting up under Kotelnicki, dude. That dude's killing it. He was killing it. And I like Kotelnicki too. I think those are my top three.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan. What did you say 5 weeks ago, Rob Hill? Did I miss it? What were you saying? You're gonna have to repeat it. I don't see it all in there. But yeah, no old fart that can't relate to the young generation. Okay. Fair enough.
Well, maybe that. What's your definition?
Really there's not a ton of old fart.
Tim Beck's up there.
Tim Beck could be that guy, I guess.
He's 60. I think he's 60, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, legend.
There he is.
What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Big Mike?
What up?
I thought I sent you that damn thing last night, so I don't know if
I had to run to town and run some errands right quick.
All right. Like those three: Tim Beck, Andy Kotelnicki, and Marion. Brendan Marion. And I think now, legend, correct me if I'm wrong, but Marion's your guy, right? That's who you want to?
Yeah. Now, the thing that scares me about Marion is it's not his prowess as an OC, but what scares me about him is being a one and done all OC and taking a head coaching, because I
don't think you can do that. I don't think you worry about that. Listen, and I don't think that you take.
That's why I like Beck. I don't think we're worried about that. That's one I should have thrown that out there. My bad.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this. And Utah's OC just stepped down, and he's very good. He's very good. Andy Ludwig, very good.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
You can give me your three though. Give me your three that you've been thinking. So, because I've got Big Mike's is Brendan Marion, Tim Beck, Kotelnicki from
mine is Brendan Marion, Scott Frost from Nebraska, and Willie Korn.
Willie Korn.
I like Korn, but Sooner Legends, you're my guy. But that's a hell no on Scott Frost.
Yeah, Mike. I was thinking. I know he is a dud as a head coach, but he could. But you're right. But I was thinking of his.
I can't trust him, dude. The stuff I've heard and the stuff I know.
Okay. You know a lot better, Mike.
Oh yeah, I can tell you offline. I'll tell you about some shit offline.
Okay.
Is it like midnight mail shit from Michigan State?
Can I retract Scott Frost and put in there the Utah
Ludwig. All right.
Ludwig.
I like Andy.
Would you just get off Willie Nelson's tour bus, Big Mike?
I did. Man, me and my internet, we took a tour with Willie Nelson. So
that's funny. I like it.
All right, Jason, come on, man. We didn't give our three. What you got? Come on.
No, man. Mine would be my first one. I said this last night. It would be our guy at Oregon, because
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Love this guy. And I also think that there's a chance that he might bring Rashad Sample with him as well. Right. So, and I think he's the best. I think he's the best coordinator in the country too. So that's just why. I do think that'd be my number one. Beck is in there somewhere. I don't know that he was way further up on my list last week, probably.
Yeah.
But Colton Nicky is 1A for me. I think you go get him because the dude is that guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm a big fan, dude. He's a good dude. We had a good time. Like, you know, Micah's a defensive player, but when we went on our trips, man,
yeah,
Colton, Nicky, and I, we really hit it off, man. He's a good dude.
He is. He's
a bro, man. And he didn't have to. He didn't have to mess with me. You know, my son's on defense. You know, he could be paying attention to his offensive recruits, but yeah, he's a hell of a guy, man. A good time with him.
Well, and I think, you know, there's the guy is well, you look at what's happening at Kansas right now. And not for nothing, but their quarterback's been healthy all year. And that was the whole reason that everybody's saying that they weren't going to be able to win was, you know, because they felt like he was going to get hurt. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because of that, because he's not hurt and they suck.
Yeah.
They're back to being Kansas.
They've been having turnover problems, man.
Yeah.
Turnover problems.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've tuned into one of their games, and I'm pretty sure it was the UNLV game.
They've been bad, though.
The UNLV game.
UNLV beat the shit out of them.
Man, they won out the last second. UNLV squeaked one out.
No, UNLV beat the shit out of Houston is who I was thinking about. They beat the shit out of Houston.
Dude, Kansas had that game won. They stripped that quarterback, and like it got kicked around like 4 or 5 times, and like 3 dudes from Kansas had a chance to like recover, and they couldn't. And they get the ball, and UNLV recovers it, drives down the field, and kicks a field goal to win the game. It was crazy.
Right. Well, and I mean, but what I was saying was that it hasn't gone well without him.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not planned. What are they, 2-5 right now?
Yeah. And I mean, and I'm a big fan of Lance Leipold, but and I know it's his offense that they ran or whatever. You know what I mean? But I would say that Colton Nicky has been, look at the turnaround at Penn State offensively. They hadn't been able to get it together for shit and they've changed coordinators a couple of times now. And you know, so
do I think we can
my favorite is
I think Penn State comes over the top, even if we do offer them a big bag. Do I think they come over the top and with a bigger bag? Probably. I don't think they'll let them go.
You want to bet? I don't think that you could get outbid here. I don't think that you get outbid here.
Do you
and the same is true for Oregon. I think that they'll outbid for Will Stein if they have to. I think that this is there's no, if you want the guy. Now, Damian Mackey was talking last night, and he kind of got me on board with what he was talking about as well, of the Georgia coordinator and Bobo is the play caller, but the Coley guy, the assistant head coach, who is supposedly the actual coordinator or whatever, or I guess he's co-coordinator, whatever it is. He was saying go get him, and his resume is good. His resume is really good, but I don't know. He doesn't call the plays now. I don't know that I love that idea, but they recruit very well, all that stuff. And I'm a fan of the pro style offense, but I don't think that that's what you get. I don't think that they're going after the pro style at all. So that's just me, but I didn't hate the idea of it. I knew what he was talking about, but he was saying, go get the guys that are recruiting the best. I liked his thought process as well. And he also said, because he brought up Ohio State, when, you know, you would be going after, of course, you're not going to go after Chip because Chip's not going to leave.
Right.
Ryan Day's going after Hartline, right?
You'd be going after Hartline because he's the big recruiter, but he's never called plays, right?
Risky.
I've seen this, and
I don't think that he can take that risk. I don't think BV can take that risk when it's out there that he mailed in this one. That's the thought pattern. Whether it's real or not real, it doesn't matter. It's perception. And so I think he has to nail this hire, and you have to go get somebody who is proven, that's going to bring in their own staff with them or use whatever the staff. But to me, I think, I don't know. I go after. We lost the legend. If it's me, I go after Oregon because I can see, even in what I was going to tell you guys, is I don't really care about whether they're going to be gone in 2 years either.
Yeah.
If they're gone in 2 years, that means he kicked ass for the 2 years he was here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's important, man. It's got to be a good hire. It's got to be the right hire, man. You know, it's got to be, got to hit it out the park, man. I know it's kind of cliche, but it's important because we see what happens when it's the wrong one.
No doubt. And again, I think a lot of things conspired for them to be this poor on offense, but there's no excuse for being 129th in the country.
Yep.
You just can't. Not at Oklahoma, man.
Yep.
So.
Yep, I agree.
Listen, guys, there's a ton of guys out there that I would be. I actually like the Go-Go. I like Brennan Marion as well. He wouldn't be my number 3. I think it would be I would go after GJ Kinney. Also, would be one. So I basically got a 1, 1A, and a 1B because I love GJ Kinney too, and he's the head coach at Texas State. But I think that's a job that you could probably get him to take. I think there's certain coordinator or head coaching jobs that you would leave for this OC job. So you're not 100% that Stein would leave Oregon right now with how that program is trending. Why? He would be a hero if he comes to Oklahoma. He's from the area. He'll recruit it well. I don't know. I don't know that he wouldn't. And here's the other thing. We're talking about portal quarterbacks. Dante's there with him. He already left UCLA. You know, Dante's a bad dude.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if we need a quarterback to come with him. I think we have
I don't
two
think so either, but I think that's
we just need somebody to coach them.
You're not keeping both quarterbacks, bro. You know that.
What's that?
You're not keeping both these quarterbacks.
You think so? I do.
Come
I
on,
do. I think one. I don't think you lose both.
You sure about that? Why? No. You lose one of them, not both. I think.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant we lose both of them.
No. One.
Yeah.
One stays. One stays.
Yeah.
One goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like here's the reason that I think a lot of there's people that are saying that it wouldn't. That I think Hawkins stays because first and foremost, he's a legacy. His brother's coming to Oklahoma. You know, I think he's doing it. Now, Mike Locksley. I like Mike Locksley, but I don't like him that. He wouldn't be my first choice. There's other guys you could get, but I like him. The point is, the reason I think that they might go and hit the portal for somebody, it's not because, and listen, I don't know that you have to, but you need it. I think they're probably going to be looking for a little bit of experience somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to allow this coordinator to get who he wants too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you have to let him hire his staff, and I think that you got to let him do what he wants. If he wants to bring a quarterback, you let him do it.
Yeah.
Let there be a competition.
And listen, maybe Dante doesn't come with him if you get Will Stein. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. I've seen Dante play in person. The guy is unbelievably good. Now, he had a turnover problem his first year at UCLA under Chip, but he's sitting behind DG and learning, and he'll know Will Stein's system. So,
dang, I can't stop yawning. Crap.
I'll be right back. I got a little potty break.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Jason.
I'm saying they're both staying. No. Sooner in Texas, you think so? Nah. Come on, brother. Are you crazy? Like Mike listen, we just put out 3. Yes, I like that guy too. There's a lot of guys I like. I'm just saying my favorites are GJ Kinney, Colton Nicky, and Stein. Those are my favorites. I don't hate the idea of what DMAC was talking about either, by the way. He had me going last night too with that.
What did DMAC? I missed the show, Jason. What was on DMAC?
You go get somebody from one. He was talking Stein first off, or Georgia's assistant head coach / I guess he's a co-coordinator. Is that right, Shotty? Whatever, but he's got a good track record. He's coached first round picks. I mean, he's a good quarterback developer as well. You know, we didn't find that out until he was already he didn't even know who he was talking about. He was just saying, go get him. And the reason he was saying go get him was because these are the schools that are having the most they're having the most success right now as far as when it goes with quarterbacks. Because truth be told, and I mean, he's right. Now, you had 1 year with Will Stein. He had 1 year with Bo Picks, and the other year was Kenny Dillingham's year, and Dillingham's another really good one. Why would you say? You know what? People always say that nobody's leaving Oregon, and what happens? They leave Oregon. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, there's no way they're leaving Oregon. Purple Orca. I'm going to assume you weren't here a little while ago. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this again. Do not bring up the Rileys on this fucking on this stream. Do not bring up Riley's names. Not happening.
That's blasphemous.
First of all, it's not happening. Secondly, fuck Lincoln and his brother. Okay.
Blasphemy, Jason. Blasphemy.
That's right.
Blasphemous. They the devil.
Listen, I think that Brennan Marion, I don't really care. Figure out what to do. They've been studying it for last year, Dilligeff. But I will say this. I don't think that he's leaving. I think that you can get anybody. This is Oklahoma. You can get anybody.
Yeah.
And money is where it's at. Now, does Oregon have money? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got that Nike NIL money.
One of those guys. He's one of those guys that's up for a head coaching job already. Will Stein is. He's gonna end up getting one soon. But you bring him on and he does it again at another place, right? And he does it at Oklahoma. And you got to remember that you're pairing this offense with his defense. So you got a guy that's like, shit, that's awesome. Look, I said it last night. They didn't win at Clemson until Brent got there. In fact, they were middle of the damn road until he got there. They were trash.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Clemson. Dabo was about to lose his damn job when he got there.
I kind of like what Teddy said on Oklahoma Breakdown about, you know, how he's rooting for Clemson and for, you know, that building through the high school, you know, that method of recruiting. Well, I like that.
I do agree with that part. I think that that's good, but because I'm with you on that. I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
All I'm saying is that I wouldn't put it past them getting anyone they want. So I like Mike Shanahan at Indiana. I know people have said that a bunch. He's done a great job.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think are good. I like GJ Kenny. I like I think Jeff Traylor's another opportunity that you might be able to pull him. I think he's very good. You might not be able to, but I think you might be able to. I think that, when they fire Mike Norvell from Florida State, you might be able to get him.
Oh man.
Man, hey, dude, he sounded so defeated the other day in that interview.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Norvell.
Yeah.
And that's not the guy that I met on our trip to Florida
Who's
State.
Coach
You
Top?
know what I mean? Whew.
Dan's not leaving Oregon. Do you believe that bullshit story, Coach Top, about him turning down the job at Alabama because he didn't get offered the fucking job at Alabama? He would have taken it. He would be at Alabama right now. I know you guys don't believe that shit. You don't like Jeff Traylor, Coach Top? He's a bad dude.
Rat
UTSA's
poison.
head coach. UTSA's coach. The dude recruits too. He recruits his ass off. He's done a really good job. I don't know that he would do it. Any names on who has reached out yet? Not any that I could give you, because I don't want to burn anybody either, and they're not talking about it. So,
Yeah.
I like Jeff. I think he's another option. I listen though. I think Colton, you couldn't go wrong with him. I think you could definitely pull him away. Will Stein interviewed for the Bama OC. When was that? When are you talking about? Are you talking about whenever Leb got it, or whenever they were trying to get Lebby as well? Because that wouldn't surprise me. Mike Denbrock. You could get Mike Denbrock. That's another good one. Absolutely. It pissed Coach right off. Works for me. Would piss Coach right off. And then Andy Ludwig, I like him as well.
One of your chatters has a question for Big Mike. Duke Silverspoon.
Duke. That's our boy. I like
Duke Silverspoon.
How are players handling everything around the rest of the season? They're revolving. Sorry, can't read.
Yeah. That Mexico State book learning right there.
Yeah, I mean that's state school education. I can't speak for all the other players, but I mean, it's hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this is not what these they work so hard for in the off season. This is not the result that they wanted or expected. I had a conversation with my son the other day. And I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but like I said, nothing ever. I just had to reiterate, and nothing ever comes easy. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Getting stuff handed to you, like there's nothing rewarding about that. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some struggle involved in your success, and it means more. So times are rough right now. We're gonna fold up the lawn chairs and head inside. No, he's gonna go to work. He's gonna keep his head down. He's gonna go out there and hit people, and he's gonna continue to practice and practice well and dedicate himself. No changing the plan. But yeah, it's rough, especially for at a big time college level like this. Like it's hard. It's hard, but you just got to stay positive with them. Like these kids are resilient. They bounce back. I think us as parents and fans, we're still dwelling on it, but I think they've already moved on. They kind of have to. They're kind of moving on. It's Monday. So watch the tape on Sunday, flush it, and move on.
Monty Beavers, I would like to see any team go through the shit we've gone through with the injuries, and you're going to say we're delusional and bottom tier SEC. Let me tell you something. Bama, Georgia, any of the big dogs had a depleted roster like OU's got, they would be shit too. So go get out of here.
Yeah, somebody handle that. One of you guys. You guys got him all wound up. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
God damn. Are people fucking stupid?
Yes, they are.
They like to troll, bro.
Tennessee fans have this unbelievably high opinion of themselves for not having done shit. And you better just hope that Venables gets it done, because the next guy that ends up at Oklahoma, if not, is your coach.
That's right. And let me tell you something. BB gets the right man on offense, and we get to gelling. We are kicking everybody's ass next year.
Yeah.
So y'all just come for OU right now, because we fixing to go. We're going to be on an ass kicking mission next year.
I mean, the Tennessee fans, like they can talk, but they're a couple plays away.
Fucking shit,
They're
man.
a couple plays away from being 4-3.
That ain't no lie.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if I'll be out here bragging and boasting and pounding my chest, man. Listen, can turn on you real quick. I do know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk too damn much, because you know, T. Martin ain't walking through that fucking door. I'll tell you that. So, look, I think that Coach Top, I think he should have built from within, empower the guys. Yeah, listen, I think that I agree, and here's what I would tell you. I think that it's a shame that these guys didn't, you know, get anything done, because I think that had it worked out for a year or two, Emmett Jones is primed to become not just a coordinator but a head coach.
Yeah,
I think Emmett's a hell of a coach.
Me too. Hell of a recruiter too.
I disagree with you, Ace Trey. It is home, brother.
Shoddy.
It is home.
Look, get Mike's blood pressure up. Get Legend's blood pressure all the way up.
But I think that what he was saying, though, and I get what you're saying, Zia. Look at where you are. OU needs to hire from the outside, but Emmett's not an Oklahoma guy.
No, Texas Tech.
So, and he knows, and he is, and Emmett's doing a great job in the Metroplex, by the way, a very good job. So, love the guy. He's doing a great job. But you know, it is what it is. I would just tell you, and I was talking about T. Martin and like the quarterback and winning and shit like that. I was fucking with the guy, so relax there, Benji. Wasn't talking about bag handling, which I guess I could have brought that shit up. But yeah. But and as far as like with Samples, I think he's a bonus for you getting you getting Will Stein. If you can get him to come with them, that would be great. Now, how long do you keep him? It's a good question. But I'll tell you this, his dad's at Duncanville. It's a good guy to have. Because they're pumping out 5-star after fucking 5-star there. So not for nothing, but you know.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, I want to bring something up. I don't know if you guys talked about this when we were talking about quarterbacks in OU and which ones are leaving. Man, I was shocked when Jackson Arnold came in the game on Saturday. I was really shocked because if you had asked me, there's no way in hell.
That I would have been the same way, Big Mike.
I mean, that says a lot about the young man. Like that dude's all in, man, and he's willing to sacrifice that. I mean, how many quarterbacks do you think come in that situation down 21-0?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? How many of these young kids out there are like, yeah, I'll go in, I'll burn a red shirt. He did it last year. You know what I mean? Last year he burned a red shirt last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm impressed, man. Like that.
Gotta hand it to him. I mean,
a lot of kids that have been like bump you, like put somebody else in. You know what I mean? I'm saving mine.
Shut up.
And he could have put it out there like, hey, I'm redshirting. Could have been like, you know, a bunch of kids from USC. I'm redshirting.
Right.
And that was a beautiful pass he threw to Brennan Thompson, by the way.
You know,
I mean, he mailed that thing.
Yeah, I was shocked, man.
Who was
It
the guy
was
that was talking shit earlier? Was it this Mac
what?
dude?
Damian Mackey.
No, Max Swearingen. Who was that?
Oh,
Was
Mac.
that you got all wound up at their legend?
Do what?
Who was it that you got all wound up at? What was his name?
Duke Silverspoon.
No, that's not who you got mad at.
Just a minute ago,
Yeah, that's not who you were mad at.
it was Duck Silver.
No, it
something
wasn't
Silver.
Duke. It wasn't Duke.
Oh, okay. It was one of the. It was a Troll Tennessee.
Yeah, it was a Troll Tennessee fan. I'm sorry, I don't see him. Somebody booted him. That's all good. I was just trying to find that again. It was funny.
I know. Mike's mama loves it when the legend gets wound up.
Elio Super Chat.
Whoa, now.
$5. Good morning, Mr. Jason.
I'm
Good
her
morning, everyone.
I'm her number one fan.
Yeah. She as long as I ain't on here dropping F-bombs and cussing, she's good with it.
Has she been getting mad about your appearances?
She, man, I mean, she would prefer I not. I don't know if she gets mad, but she would prefer if I not come on here and start spewing F-bombs because Lord knows I do it enough. Not to get on a live stream with a lot of people saying, you know, I try to keep it PC as possible.
I try to too, but Mike, Jason, you know me.
Oh, listen, man, hey, if I'd have hopped on a stream on Saturday, every other word. Every other word.
Oof, yeah.
I was on one.
Me too.
I was even maybe a little bit on Sunday too. I was actually talking with my mom. I got a little riled up.
Oh, by the way,
thank you for the super chat, Nelio. Good morning, Mr. Jason. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Our boy Nelio KC Mo. He is our guy. K-State.
Hey, Big Mike. That was a nice catfish little bogue caught last week, brother.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I thought it was albino for a minute there when I seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it was pretty white, but it had a little gray up on top. But I thought we caught some shad earlier on in the cast net, and that was the one fish we caught.
Damn.
Yeah, I get what y'all are saying. I didn't get to finish this conversation. We need to
go ahead.
Because you said that you thought that I thought you were saying that both of them were saying. I still am of the opinion. Look, I think that it behooves Jackson Arnold to play good soldier here.
Mm-hmm.
It just does.
Yeah.
Now, he did burn the red shirt, and I'm surprised. I'm a little bit surprised at that, and maybe it changes it a little bit. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't think he stays.
You still don't think he stays?
I do not. I think that I'm not sure that he knows he can win the competition with Hawkins next year. And he knows that, truth be told, Venables prefers Hawkins.
Interesting.
I don't think he stays. But it does behoove him to be a good soldier and to say the things that he was saying leading up to that. He's got an NIL deal that he's still getting paid on. You know, he looks better to the rest of the country. He's not just bulging. I don't think they both stay though. I think that's a pipe dream, and you just don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
And he's not. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Max Virgin said, "Don't be putting it on me, Jason." No, Mac, I wasn't going off on you, buddy.
No, I didn't say Mac. No, it wasn't. No. I said, who was it? I was saying not Max Swearingen. No, my bad. I'm not putting it on you, dude. You're good.
I think when Mike says, Benji says, "Will the new OC want to go with war with Hawkins?" I think you have a quarterback battle, and you don't name the starting quarterback.
No matter what, I think that's an absolutely fabulous point. It's just like every other fucking position on the team. You do not anoint anyone.
Exactly. I mean, Baker had to earn his spot Kyler had to earn his spot. Jason White had to earn it. I mean, Sam Bradford did.
Well, but you're saying that except that you don't watch them. They're shoddy. And the facts are he hadn't been better until he was a little better this past week. Guys, he still completed like 50% of his passes. Let's not go crazy here. But I think you do okay. This part I would agree with. I think if you're getting back, it's because you had to re-recruit him, this new coordinator, whatever. But I don't think that he leaves. I think that he leaves. I don't think that he stays. I don't. Personally. I feel like he's probably going to end up at Ole Miss, to be quite honest with you. That's my feelings.
Now, let me ask you fellers this. Do you think BV is on the phone with our 2025 class, re-recruiting them, saying, hey, guys, we're going through a bad spot?
If he's worth his fucking salt, he is.
It don't never stop. It can't stop. Whether you're winning or losing, it never stops.
When did you? At what? I'm trying to remember when you guys committed last year. I'm not the.
It was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Oh yeah. I just saw that on Twitter. I don't know why. Good call. Okay. And they were winning. Did he not hear from the coaches, Coach B Hall and BV still?
Oh yeah. Yep. It don't stop.
Okay. I just wanted to get that from
with all this shit going on, it's definitely got to ramp it up because you have to try to hold on to him, man.
Yeah. Even though we committed, or even though Mike committed, I say we like it was me. Jesus. Like even though Mike committed, like I still got messages from coaches like
all the time.
Yeah, like it didn't stop. I didn't entertain them, but like they were still hitting me up.
He's doing it. Yeah, just because well.
There's no letter of intent signed. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah. And I've already seen the stuff on Twitter. I've seen the stuff on the boards. Like they're already talking about trying to poach him and like we're not all in on Oklahoma. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Like it don't stop, man. That's the new landscape of college football right now. Is you have to continue to recruit kids, even the ones that have been on your roster.
Yeah, I was going to say you're still doing that. That's still going on too, right?
It's so much recruiting going on, man. It's crazy. You still got to recruit the kids that are on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah. And listen, Mr. Dilgaff, you're not wrong about that part either. Is it easier or harder right now to pitch with a season like this? I mean, I don't know. I think that there's two different sides that we heard Samuel Omosigo talk about during the 6 and 7 season that they all kind of talked because he was part of that 23 class that he and Jackson and a lot of those guys were talking. A lot of the defensive players I had Makari Vickers was on my show, and he told us too that they all kind of talked to him like, yeah, we kind of felt like we're going to have a better chance to start right away. You heard it from Samuel Omosigo, you heard it from Makari, you heard it from different guys so there's different thoughts about it. Right?
Listen, I had a more of a realistic expectation with Mike. And when a coach come and said something to that nature where you're gonna compete for a starting job right away, I knew it was bullshit.
Right.
Because
you can't tell that's gonna happen.
Not everybody is capable of that. All kids aren't developed like a
even
Dylan
if there are 5 stars, most 5 stars don't start
That's
immediately.
What I'm saying. Like it's different now. There's levels, and if somebody, that immediately turned me off when I heard like you're gonna compete for a starting role, and that along with almost diminishing who's on the roster right now and why your son can come in and take their spot. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a big fan of that type of recruiting either. But I mean, like the recruiting game, man, it's so hard. Like it's one of the hardest jobs for these coaches. You know, you gotta realize what's too much recruiting to where you're annoying them.
True.
You know, what's if you're not doing enough, like you got to find that sweet
Well,
spot. And every kid's different. You know
sure,
what I mean?
and I think
Every
that
kid is different. It's difficult.
whatever you're doing, you have to continue doing it. You have to be. I think that kids and I think kids have always known, but I mean, kids know when you're full of shit. I don't know what just happened. He was not there.
Yeah.
He came and left. But no, I think you have to be true to who you are, and I think Coach V's the type that he calls them all a lot. We had Nigel Smith on the show last year, and Nigel kept saying, "Shit, I talked to him every day." He was called me whenever he was running the stairs. You know, he was running bleachers the other day.
Yeah.
I just talked to him.
He called Coach BV called me one time too when he was out running, jogging. You know.
But it's like they all said they talk to him all the time. So I think the main thing you have to do is continue to be who you are. And he's been a great recruiter, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
And look, defensively, I don't know why they would care. You know, because I think that most people, you should have built up enough credit at Oklahoma with all the Heismans and big time offenses that they've had there, that they're going to make it right. They're going to get it right here.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you lose Tory Blaylock. I think that I guess you could lose if you want to listen to the idiots at Orange Bloods or something like that. They keep on saying that Fasusi's leaving. Okay, he's not going to stay. I don't necessarily agree with that.
If I'm Fasusi, I'm looking like, bro, I'm coming in there and I'm playing.
I'm
like,
starting
right away.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
them,
be there
you know what I mean? Like there's yeah. I don't see.
I think a lot of it too, you got to remember that it comes down to a lot of it comes down to the money, which that's not really going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
But the recruiting, listen, I think each kid is different. And Kimberly Kay in her oaky little way said it. This conversation is as dead as a duck in tall grass. Got my oaky coming out. I love it. Funny stuff, Kimberly Kay. You never know. You don't know about. I mean, kids change their mind like they change drawers. Damn, I keep losing him. I tried to pull him back in and it kicked him.
Yeah.
They are too.
South Texas Super Chat, $2. Morning Okies. We all humble now, harmless. Smiley face, smiley face.
Morning Okies. We all humble now, Holmes. Thanks for the super chat. Benji, they are too saying it, as a matter of fact. For sure, they're saying it at Orange Bloods.
Yep.
I've heard that shit a bunch from over there, and it's all over everywhere. But hey, it is what it is. And I hope that he doesn't. I hope that he stays. I think that he is sold on Bill Beatonbow. So that's just where I'm at. South Texas, morning Okies. We all humble now, Holmes. I hope y'all are humble. That was a bad look for Texas the other night there, South Texas. Gotta say, bad look.
No offense to Texas fans, especially my buddy Ben G, but I got tired of the chest pumping, saying that's going to go in and dog walk Georgia.
No offense to Texas, but fuck Texas.
I got Texas fans on my chat now because of I made a small wager on another podcast that if Texas beat Oklahoma, I'd give them a hook 'em and all this. So I kind of have, Ben G, me and him, we get along good,
I'll give him one hook. That's it though.
I gave him that one hook, and that's all you're getting. Now next year,
one hook though.
next year I'm gonna raise the stake. I'm gonna raise stakes on the bet next year. Whoever wins out of OU Texas fans are gonna have to get Boomer Sooner tattooed on them.
Yikes!
What's
this Foji stuff? This Foji stuff.
How do you know he was in Austin? Where'd you hear that from?
Yeah, where did that come from?
I hear that.
I haven't
see
heard
it.
that anywhere.
And hopefully my quarters will last. I had to put new quarters in the machine. I had to go get a row. I did pull the lever.
Kids are dumb and money hungry. We lost our ability to put kids in the NFL on offense. No, we didn't. Like, come on, man. Don't be that guy.
Jason,
Yeah, he made the movie he had to make, man.
you and I talked about this in the off season and at the end of the season. OU was replacing a lot on the offensive line.
They were.
And guys, let's not twist words here. I would like to see any football team have a turnover like we did on offensive line and play.
Picture was posted on Twitter of Foji and some other kid. Where? Was it at
It
the
was
Georgia game?
photoshopped. It was photoshopped.
Could have been. Listen, I mean, AI can fucking do it. You don't even need Photoshop anymore. You can just have
No,
AI.
you got AI now. It was an AI. It was an AI picture. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Past anybody? Would you put that past anybody to do that shit in recruiting wars? Because I wouldn't. Not in the SEC. Shit. Not anywhere for that matter.
I'd be generating all kinds of AI pics.
Well, that's the idea. We should be doing it.
Foji and Fasusi are just licking their chops, man. They know they're coming in and competing for starting time.
Here's the thing. Oklahoma was the first one that was on for Foji. Foji was like ranked 450, 500, somewhere in that area when he committed to Oklahoma. Nobody gave a shit about him. So I feel like that's more far-fetched than the 5-star guy that's been a 5-star switch, you know. So I mean, just me, I feel like if you're gonna, and look, we know that they definitely are recruiting on the relationship building and stuff. And I know this. Big Bill recruits on, I'm gonna work your ass off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It ain't gonna be, you're not gonna get the job until you get the job and that kind of stuff. So
we don't want Dana Holgerson. Good grief.
No, shit, no. Negative. No Dana. We're good on
Have
that.
you ever, you know who?
Lighter. That's an Okie light move. Hell no. Fucking comb over and shit.
Did you guys ever see that movie Lonesome Dove with Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones? Do you remember in the series when Jake Spoon hooks up with them 3 brothers and goes on that killing spree and they get hung? That one brother that was kind of bald, he looks just like Dana Holgerson. That hit me last night. I said that fucker looks just like Dana Holgerson.
That's funny shit. I had that picture. I had a picture of Dana Holgerson somewhere that it was his hair was fucking standing up to here. What little of it he's got left.
That waft.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
I don't see anything on Twitter of Foji being an awesome. I'm looking at that.
I'm not buying it either. Might have been from Jerry Hamilton's account. You say? Whatever, man. I don't buy any of that shit. No, I mean, you're not hearing anything like that. So it is. Listen, you're going to lose some guys more than likely. Anyways, we'll just put it that way. You're probably going to lose some guys, but it is what it is, man. I think that if you get the right coordinator, whoever you lose, you'll get back. You'll get back
tenfold
equal. You know what I mean, or better. Because a guy like Will Stein, who's recruiting the way that they are there at Oregon, a guy like Colton Akey, who can go over there and say, look, man, you know, what were they doing there? And look at what our offense put up. I mean, look, man, it's not hard to show guys stats of other guys that play their position that he's coached.
Roy Munson.
Roy Munson. Yeah,
I still have PTSD from Kingpin.
that's hilarious.
Munson,
That ugly lady in there. Oh my God, Wolf.
is that his landlord?
Look, it doesn't mean he's decommitted. Nobody. I'm just saying. I don't know that he was there either. So
But you know, in a nutshell,
yeah.
What I would like to see when BV gets this new offensive coordinator, I'd like to see him do what he did with Kevin Wilson and Lincoln Riley. Here's the playbook. You go be the head coach of the offense. It's yours. Yeah,
Well,
and I heard D-Mac say that.
Well, I think that you probably will see that at this point. I don't know that I'm not a fan of the autonomy shit with guys that you're not sure about. Like I didn't think that the Levy stuff, I didn't love the autonomy there. I think with the next guy, you probably have to do it though. Do I think the offense is going to perform better on Saturday? No, I don't.
No, I said that in my video. This deal right here, there ain't no magic bullet. I mean,
Oh, man. Hey, here's what I'll say: this could they? Sure.
Yeah, they could.
It could get worse, right?
Yeah.
I would tell you this. Okay, so this is just a thought I was having, and I started bringing this up to Big Mike a second ago. But you remember that Levy said on his way out that Joe John could call that offense that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that that's not why they didn't let him be the play caller, because Levy said it, for all I know. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I will say this. If he has been around Lane Kiffin, he's been around, and Levy and Bryles and those guys. So he does know that offense. I think that if you allow him to go back to what he knows and stop with this fucking
gimmick,
well, this, kind of offense, Frankenstein offense, if you want to call it that, maybe.
Yeah.
If you let Kevin Johns call the plays and he just is calling air raid stuff, then maybe that works that way too. But I think that the players know Levy's offense. It's what they've been running for fucking 3 years. So maybe. But again, I don't know. If I had to tell you what I really think, it's no. It's not. So, and I hate to say that, man. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. It's gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. It's gotten fucking worse.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think that you just got lucky that, if you're right now, you're Joe John. Seth fell on the sword. He's been calling the plays. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. If I had to be real, I'm saying no. But you never know, man.
But let me ask you guys this. Here on out, remainder of the season.
Yeah.
Is Joe John coaching for his resume for next year?
Yep.
Oh, he's not coming back. Yeah. No. They would have to win out for him to even stay on his tight ends coach, I would think. Just being real. And I'm not hating on Joe John either, man.
No, I'm not either. I'm not hating on Seth either.
I don't hate Seth. I don't hate Joe John. And I don't hate Jeff Levy.
Me either.
These guys are Sooners, man.
Yeah.
I don't hate them. But I mean, look, again, let's just be real. This is a freaking results business. It's a results business. They're going to get paid. Can it be worse? I don't know. It shouldn't be worse. I hope it's not worse. Holy shit.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't know if it could get much worse than how I felt from the first 5 minutes of the game Saturday.
Yeah.
Like I haven't felt that in a long time. Like I was numb. I was just like, this is unbelievable. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
had to start drinking some beers.
I think all of us got a little drunk Saturday, Mike. Oh, you know what? Really, I got to really looking close at that game the second time I watched it.
Yeah.
What in the cornbread hell are we doing blocking 300, 290-pound defensive ends with 230-pound tight ends?
And a tight end is our fucking offensive coordinator right now that allowed that up in the stand, up in the damn booth. So there you go. There's your answer.
God dang.
Yep.
And Jacob Sexton, I mean, he's an Okie. I love him to death, but man, ooh, that Gabe was hard on Sexton yesterday on Eichert and Lehman.
Hey, Gabe goes hard on all of them because he's a former offensive lineman himself.
I tell you what, thank God I'm not an O lineman for OU because I'd hate to screw up and feel the, the Gabe Eichert draft the next Sunday.
Yeah. Gabe is, he's
This is probably this is probably the most candid I have ever seen Gabe in 3 years.
Yeah, I give him some credit though. They didn't drop any F-bombs.
No, they didn't. They didn't drop any F-bombs, but boy, Gabe's me.
Yeah, I love me a good Teddy and Gabe F-bomb now.
Oh yeah, block the fucking A gap.
The fucking A gap. Nobody blocks the fucking 3.
Love me.
It gets blown up in the damn end zone. It's fucking great. It's the greatest line of the year to me.
You need to put that on your recorder, Jason, like you did on Acuna.
Yeah, he might get me on that. Though.
You got to go back. You got to go back and get the Lehman one too when he was talking about the H back.
Oh yeah.
When he dropped the F-bomb too. I felt that was like the best one in my opinion.
Which one was that one from? I am gonna go back.
It was after the spring game, summertime. I don't know when it was, but
we got to find that. You guys, for the Hall of Fame Mafia, find me this audio, please.
Clip. I tweeted it, I think. So I might be able to find it for you.
Yeah.
I'm a big F. Like I love F-bombs, right? It makes me feel better about myself when other people F-bomb out in public and on podcasts and all that stuff. So I'm a big fan of that. All right.
Hey, listen, I say it about 10 times a show at least.
Yep.
Hey, Mike.
Kind of done apologizing for the shit, to be honest with you, but Kimberly K. It was stated that Seth's leave was amicable. He knew he's a program guy, alumni, and championship player himself. He moved out of the way, took it well. Yeah, he's still getting paid.
Yeah.
And again, I'm with you. I don't hate these guys.
It was funny. My little nephew last week, he's 7. he was over at the house and he caught me and Big Mike show Monday, and after it's over, he said, "Uncle Mike, you need to call you and your guest needs to call your show the Grumpy Old Men Podcast."
I'm a big fan of Grumpy Old Man.
Me too.
Those were like my favorite movies, man. Those are great movies.
Wow.
Oh,
Stevie G says, I have hopes with Seth gone, the offense will be better. There's hopes.
yeah, there he is.
There he is. Kind of gives me a little more hope. We'll see. I like it.
Do from this day out, do we start playing the pups on the offensive line? That's what I'm getting.
I think it's possible. They could. I also think that, you might see them more when you get to that. I think you should see like all pups in the main game for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you lose another game or so. You probably
Yeah.
gonna. I think you kind of need to at this point. You know?
How's Troy Everett doing at center? Not blocking the A gap.
Easy. I don't know if did you see where all the people got all pissy at Danny Stutzman about what he said?
Yeah.
I already said it earlier in the show. I was like, back the fuck off with Danny
Yeah.
Stutzman.
Back off, Stutz. Hey, Coach Ricks, how you doing, buddy?
Coach Ricks.
Yeah, they need to back off, Stutz. Because like Gabe said or Teddy said, it was in the moment, and right after a bad defeat, you're going to put them microphones in them guys' mouth after a embarrassing loss at the Palace, and you want them to be candid.
Yeah. Yeah, you that's what I said earlier. I was like, shit. You talked to his ass right after the fucking game's over. What did you expect him to act like?
God.
You know? What did you expect him to act like? And you're telling him how the fucking fans are being shitty?
There is Mr.
Like,
Coach Ricks, my
Ricks,
Spyro, Oklahoma Flash.
I don't know about all that.
Coach Flash.
Oh man, we used to run on rocks back in them days. So if you can run on rocks barefooted, you can run.
Facts.
And that was all Flint Rock.
You stupid.
That's why they call it Flash.
Coach Ricks loves it.
Yeah. Hey, now listening to you guys, man, you guys had some good points, man. We were talking about how things going to look going forward. I mean, it can't get no worse.
No.
But here's the thing: is Joe John gonna try to run some of Lincoln stuff, or his own stuff, or Levy stuff?
Coach, hang on a second.
All right.
Yes.
Heads or tails.
Hey, Mike's been awfully fucking entertaining this morning. I gotta tell you,
Man, some legends on that stuff. I need some of that.
Yeah, he was talking about you were on that little tour bus thing going on earlier this morning, weren't you, legend?
Yeah. My lawyer ain't present, so
whatever.
I refuse to answer that question on the grounds it may incriminate me.
Hey, Big Mike, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Being a parent, how
Okay.
do you look and hope to see things go from today on to the end of the season?
You gotta look at improvement, right?
Yeah.
And when I talk about improvement, I'm talking about from the lowest level all the way up, right, to the head coach.
Yeah.
And I think the first step on that was making a change at offensive coordinator. I think you have to start looking at what our deficiencies are, and how are we improving on those, I don't want to put it all on the offense, but like I want to see some improvement in the running game. I want to see some improvement in the passing game. I want to see some concepts that are better. Like, we've had some success on some plays and I feel like we never run them again. I want to see, just improvement I mean, in no way are we like wavering in our decision, to choose Oklahoma. Like that's not a thing. So, I mean, I've said it from the beginning, like there was a reason why that, he took so long to commit to a place. He wanted to make sure it was the right choice. And it wasn't just I'm going to hold a spot. Like this was a long haul decision, 3 or 4 years, how, maybe lucky enough to do well enough and get to the league. But I mean, I'm not going to say that there was like, we knew there was going to be some struggle in the SEC, but it's not one of the reasons, it's one of the reasons why we chose Oklahoma, because we were going to the SEC. We wanted that challenge. He wanted that challenge. Oklahoma wanted that challenge. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't go your way. And, sometimes you get punched in the mouth. Sometimes you get your butt whooped. Football's the game of life.
Yep.
You're not going to win every play. You're going to get your butt whooped. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get hurt. But guess what? There's the next play coming. You better get up and flush it because there's another play coming. And Mike's not the type of kid to just tuck tail and run and go find the next greener pastures. I've never raised him that way. Like I said, there's going to be some struggle. I just want to see. To get back to your question, I just want to see improvement. I want to see the right steps being taken. And I don't know that I know what the right steps are, but we gotta try to get better. And I think that's where we're trying to. I think that's what's trying to happen. And I trust Brent Venables, and I trust that he's gonna do what's best for the program and the players, and put a winning product on the field.
Hey, stat guy, Michael Boganowski's son is Michael Boganowski Jr., who's one of our safeties. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
Stud. Teddy Lehman called him the best he's ever seen at Oklahoma with Roy Williams.
Yeah, that's flattering.
Come on, man, they don't just say that. It's Lehman says
if it comes from those kind of guys, you have to take that, man. Because
you got to just.
I'm not saying I don't take
smile about it. Just
I'm not saying I don't take it, but Roy Williams was that guy. Now, like, come on, man.
That's what I've heard it said though. But he played with Roy. He can say that shit.
Yeah, he can, and it's flattering. But it's happened ever since he was in high school. Like everybody was calling him the next Isaiah Simmons, and I disagree. You go watch Isaiah Simmons high school film, man. He was an offensive dude. You know what I mean? And he converted Isaiah Simmons into what he is right now. But I mean, he's
$5.
I respect Teddy Lehman. I was a big Teddy Lehman fan. I used to watch him all the time.
Always a pleasure to be a part of this
But
community.
he says that like
See you,
it's
Jason.
good. You like to hear it, but you want to see. You want to see it on the field. I'm not upset with anything, but I'd love to see him on the field more. That's just coming from a dad perspective. You want to see your son out there. I think he's got some stuff that he needs to work on. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, has he arrived? Is he he's got to continue to work. He's got to get better in his pass coverage and his back pedal and all that stuff, and continue to learn the defense and be a better student of the game. Because he never really had to do that in high school. He just show up and out athlete and be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody, and that ain't the case anymore. But I mean, it's cool when people say that, but I'm at the point right now where like I need to see action. You know what I mean? I need to see it. Like you can tell me he's the next Roy, he's the next yada yada yada, but like appreciate it, thanks, but I want to see it on the football field.
Yeah, you're an action speaks louder than words, Dad. Is what you're saying, Mike?
Yeah, 100%. And I know Mike. I know how he is. I know he's gonna come up and hit you. I know that's happening. But there's a lot of facets to defense. That he's got to learn. And right position, leveraging, and leveraging the ball carriers, and it's just a lot, and I don't want to. And I know he doesn't see Lehman saying that stuff. He's not on social media like that. But he just got to continue to get better. And that, like I said, I'm at the point where I want to see it on the field, and I'm not going to bump his head up. I'm going to humble him and tell him to keep working. Like I'm not going to
Hey, Big Mike,
get in the draft. Like that ain't happening. Go renegotiate an NIL contract because Teddy Lehman said you're the best thing since Roy Williams. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do that. Like, you got to earn your NIL, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to do something to prove that you're worth the money that they're willing to give you. And I think a lot of kids got that misconstrued in today's landscape. Like, go get yours. You got to earn it. Like you just can't get. Like kids get given shit too much, and I hate it.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, stat guy was wondering.
Kansas.
Y'all's not from Oklahoma. Tell stat guy where y'all's from.
No,
I believe Kansas.
I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska, but we live in Kansas.
I thought so.
Yeah, in Junction City, Kansas.
Junction City.
Yeah, we go JC, the junk.
The junk.
Y'all don't know about the
And
junk, bro.
BG.
My wife's West Indian. She's from Trinidad and Tobago. Um, Met her in back in the day when I first got to Fort Campbell, um, down in Nashville, having a weekend down in Nashville.
Mhm.
But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of we're from all over, man. Mike
Yeah.
was born in Nashville, grew up in Tennessee, Georgia, and Kansas.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, are we expecting, since Joe John's gonna be calling now, are we expecting for him and Coach B to gel like they used to? Are we gonna start seeing GT counter again? Or are we gonna start seeing what? Because I really feel like Joe John is gonna feed off Coach B running those play calls, because Coach B honestly knows what to run.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Joe John had any input. If he had any, I mean, if you're a co-offensive coordinator, wouldn't you think you have a little inside and a little input to say, hey, maybe we need to run this, or is it all on Seth?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's the
don't
thing
know.
that scares me. That's what scares me, is that we're going to get the same product on the field, because it might be a different voice, but it's the same playbook.
Exactly. That's what I'm scared of, Coach. Is
I heard that last piece where you were talking about the wife, and I must say, having met her, she's definitely the better half. There, just wanted to toss that in there real quick there for Big Mike. I think he's frozen, or maybe he's
Nah, I'm catching up on some comments.
okay. Did you catch what I said there?
No, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
No,
Yeah, that I'll get ready to say
think
that's a
right at the end
cold stone face.
yeah, I was like,
I
ooh.
definitely tuned
yeah,
you
I'm
out
gonna
because
re-say it because I think you need to yeah. I said, having met his wife at the rodeo, she's certainly the better half.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Boy, that was a stone cold face, wasn't
Hey,
it, Coach?
he just
I got
looked.
caught up on this comment right here.
I was
I
like,
got
Cavalcade
oh
caught
Super
up
shit,
on this
Chat,
Jason done made
comment
a
right
mistake.
here.
from
I
the
had to read it a
Wichita
couple times,
Metropolitan.
and I was like,
Done a lot of
"What?"
work up in Junction.
Yeah,
Y'all can
that's
keep
my
that
bad.
rock low.
Oh no, you good, man. You
It's
know,
all
Yeah, no,
good, brother.
it's
I
always
mean,
the better half.
she's
Always.
athletic too. She's probably gonna get mad. She don't know I'll be talking, bringing her up on podcasts because she probably wouldn't like it. But my wife was an athlete herself. She played tennis in college, so there's a little bit of that, little bit of athlete. Not all of it comes from me. I'd say most of it. All right, but he gets some of that from her.
Bullshit.
Hey,
Bullshit,
I'm
man.
glad
You
that
Hey,
he
I
played
was
agreed
that
with me.
guy back in the day.
in
Now
New Mexico
don't do
State,
it. Now,
bro.
hey,
Come on.
if I always say if we was right, I was a high 4-star, maybe 5-star tight end. All right, so like, let's not get it twisted. I was that guy. I was just a dummy. Went
You
for
know
the
what?
deep.
Hey, Coach.
Man, I know
You
what
know you know what position I played in football?
What, Waterboy?
I played 3 positions: guard, tackle, and end. I sat at the end of the bench, guarded the water, and tackled anybody who got near it.
that's some funny shit, man. I love it.
Son of legend, boy, you come with the stuff every day.
He does.
You come
The
with the stuff every
legendisms
day.
never cease to amaze us.
But see, growing up back in the day, there wasn't really a spot that one spot. You played multiple spots back in the day growing up, because everyone
Yeah.
was considered an athlete back then. There wasn't someone that was just a running back, or just a corner, or just a linebacker. You played multiple positions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, Elio. Appreciate you, man.
So
Neilio.
Shoot,
Did
we played.
he learn from Ty Zimmerman a little bit there?
Yeah, Ty Zimmerman was he was his position and defensive coordinator at Junction City. So
Oh wow.
his dad Randall Zimmerman is the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Oh
nice.
wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
Ty
it.
Zimmerman was that. Hey, a lot of people don't know about Ty, man. Ty, look up Ty, bro. I think he was 4-time All Big 12 safety.
Okay.
Yeah,
at K-State. Like,
Bro, he was a dog.
yeah, he
hey,
was.
He was a dog. Yes, he
yeah.
was.
Ty
If you're a
Zimmerman,
Sooner fan, then you want to forget about Ty Zimmerman.
Ty Zimmerman was a bad dude, man. Yes, he was. Yes, he was, man.
Hey guys,
Oh.
what expectation do you guys have for this week? What would be a good expectation? What
Just
would be
got asked that a
something?
little while ago. You gonna make me say this again?
Man, I was on that conference call, man. So I apologize.
Just fucking with you. Man. No, let me get this super chat real fast, and then we'll get.
Okay, go ahead.
My fault.
Yeah.
Cowpoke Ranch said, from the Wichita Metropolitan, done a lot of work up in Junction. Y'all can keep that rock. Somebody called it the junk, I think.
Yeah, good old junk. The junk. That's what
The
everybody
junk.
calls us, man. The junk.
Thank you
The
so
junk.
much for bringing that back to me, though. I appreciate that. Cowpoke Ranch, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Okie Light just almost won the other night. That gag reflex of old Mike Gundy is something else, though, isn't it?
You have Jay in here. I just now saw Jay in here.
Where's Jay?
Hey, Jay.
Where he
Unfair-
is? What up,
Unfair
Jay?
Sport.
Unfair Sports
I think-
Jay. Wanna
You
come
know,
in?
Jay be cracking me up, man. He be looking so
I love
serious sometimes, man. He be looking so
Man, he's like the
serious.
rest of us. He's been struggling. He's been struggling too, man. He's like taking him on the chin. I get it. I'm gonna send him a link in case he wants to pop in.
My expectations for Saturday is at this point, Coach Rick, find any way to win the game. I don't care how it's done.
Please do, right?
Just win.
Let me give you guys a hypothetical and see if that works. If we go
Okay.
down there and we run the ball, we pass the ball, we look like the old Oklahoma, and we lose maybe a shootout 45-38, would that be something that everybody be okay with?
I would be okay with a 3 to 7 point loss, maybe 10, because at least we didn't get blown out again.
Defensively, I wouldn't be okay with that because that
Yeah.
shows a little bit of
Giving up
That's
40,
true.
giving up 45 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that at all. I mean, it's kind of the way it's been going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defense is playing well, the offense is struggling. All of a sudden, the offense struggled, and the defense, like I wouldn't be okay with that.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
With the struggles that Ole Miss has, do we think it's going to be another one of these tit for tat type of games?
I'd like to see us jump out quick and try to,
Me
put the pressure on them because, like, we kind of mentioned it earlier with Ole Miss. They're one of those paid for teams, and I don't know about the cohesion and the continuity. And I think the possibility of them cracking is and folding under pressure is I think you got a good possibility of it. So I'd like to see us jump on them early, if possible.
Yeah. I think it's hard to have a lot of expectations on what you're seeing as far as the offense is concerned. Now, I happen to have seen a couple of things just the last 15 minutes or so that makes me think a little differently. So it might be a little better. Look, the hope is they just play a little better, man. I'm not going to sit here and predict wins, losses, things like that. I think that if I was going to say,
Wow, chicken,
my man.
Wow.
Super
man.
chat from Chicken, got to get mine in, and he says,
I'll say
The
it.
brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Yeah.
challenge for y'all: take a shot every time old piss fakes an injury.
Dude, they've been doing
Get
that.
awfully drunk. Get awfully drunk that day.
Have y'all watched the games?
Yes, they have been.
There's a stat.
Out there, Chicken. You're my man. Appreciate you, my guy.
There's a stat going around, and I want to try to find it and give it to you. Ole Miss is leading the SEC in most injuries,
right?
In most fake injuries or whatever. I don't want to say fake because they might really be hurt, but I was like, for real? And then I started watching some of the games, just some of the games that they play. And dude, they have a lot of guys that catch a cramp, hamstring, fall down on the ground.
Yeah, we kind of. I don't know that we can say a whole lot about that after the Tennessee game.
Oh,
Oh, I
Alabama
know.
had a bad one too.
Yeah,
The one that they had the pictures from the sideline.
yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, Daniel Looney says, no, because you want us to die. Yeah, I guess that happened quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty wild.
I think it'll be a better game than what everybody's thinking it's going to be.
I think so. But I'm with Big Mike. We got to jump out quick. I mean,
You do have to. No doubt. I think you have to get out there and punch them in the mouth. Look, the defense, here's what we know. This defense, I mean, for all shit, they had what, six sacks. They turned them over. If you don't have, here's the thing. The offense last week had 6 fumbles. They only gave up 2 of them, but then 2 interceptions. Look, if you don't do that stuff, you're in the game. It turns it into the facts of the matter are we haven't seen a lot of offense lately, so it's hard to expect. You know?
no.
So it is what it is. I would say, you do what you got to do and get out there. And if you punch them in the mouth, you have a good shot. I think that Ole Miss is definitely the type of team that can fold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, who starts?
Mercenary, I think so.
I've been saying this all year, but I want to say it again. Did we go out Saturday and finally, kind of, what am I looking for here?
Look decent.
Look decent. I mean, can we be consistent for once on offense?
I think that's the hardest part about this whole deal.
Bishop Frank DR
defense
Newkirk
is
Super Chat,
so good.
$11.11. Big salute fam training
Yeah.
contracts, big salute. Help a
Yeah.
brother.
I mean,
LOL.
thank you,
My
Bishop.
bad, Frank.
Help a brother. Help
My
a
guy.
brother.
Love you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. Look, I would just say that that's the hardest part. That's why I was saying that's the hardest part about it, right? Is that as good as this fucking defense is, and we're talking whether they have the young guys in or whether they don't. The starters, the new guys, whoever, they're all really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it hard because you have a defense that's that damn good, and you're used to having an offense that that's one of the best in the country every year. And not only is it not one of the best in the country, it's one of the worst in the country. And that's just not what you're used to. That's hard.
I mean, my proof that here's my fact that I always show. You don't go from a top 5 offense the year before, and then midway through the next season, you're licking the bottom of the barrel. I mean, that was my biggest issue is how short a time it took us on offense to fall that far. That's the biggest issue I took.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's I don't know. That's pretty crazy, actually, if you think about it, man. I don't know if I can't think of anybody in recent history that just fell off a cliff like that.
Mm-mm.
We kind of
Florida State.
Who's that? Who's
Florida
that?
State.
Coach? Yeah, Florida State. Yeah, they did.
Currently, yeah.
13-1, and then just start out 0-4.
No, and they're what, 1-6?
Yeah.
Took another L this week. Pretty wild.
That's the only team I can think of. But I mean, but I get what you're saying. Offensive. I mean, it's hard to think. The stigma was Oklahoma cannot play defense. Now it's flipped. Oklahoma can't play offense, which is.
Where's Trap House booming? Big Trap in here?
I think I saw him earlier.
It's like my favorite dude in.
I love me some Trap House.
Hey, Big Trap is that guy. That's Yeah.
That deep voice be killing me, boy.
My favorite saying from Trap, and I use it a lot on my show, is last year. I think it was before the Okie Light game. He said our players need to get their heads out of their 3 points of contact and quit stepping on their Richards.
I'm still one of those. If Big Trap tells you it's Easter, you better color your eggs.
Better color your eggs.
Yeah.
There we go.
But like I said, guys,
Big Trap.
I want to. Is it too much to ask? It's almost. I mean, we're 2 months from Christmas. Can we have something that resembles a complete offense this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's a big ask.
Well, here's the thing: who's going to start?
That's true.
At quarterback, Jackson's starting. That sounds like that's that's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would tell you that. Look, I don't think there's any reason. Look, this you make a move like this to try to give a spark, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we got to focus. Like we have to focus on taking care of the ball. All right, that's priority number one. Like we put the ball on the ground way too much. That ball is on. I can't. I mean, 6 fumbles in one game.
Yeah.
Like that game, if we recovered 4 of them, we only turned, only 2 of them. But dude, that game could have been way worse.
Yeah, it could have.
Yeah. And the defense bowed their back, and after the first pick they gave up a touch, but after that, like defense, stood up and played well. But we got to take better care of the ball, win the turnover battle. Man. That is the most important stat in football.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the week that
Oklahoma's 11-0 when they win the turnover battle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the week that Farouk comes back?
I don't know.
Maybe. And
I think
Deion Burks.
I hope so.
If you get those 2 back, it's a game changer. If you get, I mean, no one knew how important Farouk was until he went down.
Give me Burks, Jacob Jordan, like give me all. I'm here for that. Like give me those 2, man. Like
what's number 88 again?
Jacob Jordan.
He got to be on the field. He has to be on the field.
Yeah.
He has to be.
I said earlier, he got to be on scholarship yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Why not?
Like Gabe said, he's probably the only one on offense Saturday that played with a sense of urgency and run his routes correctly.
Well, you got to realize most walk-ons, and I hate saying this, but it's been proven, most walk-ons play a little bit better because they're trying not only to prove to the coach that they can play, they're trying to get a scholarship.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Stephen G. If Farouk and Burks is back, the game is on.
Game on.
Well, that turns it. I mean, they're both. First off, Farouk is a straight up dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know we didn't know how much we needed him until he left.
A leader like people don't realize. I know a lot of people gave him shit after the bowl game. Farouk is a dog.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for him to be back at some point, no matter what. I'd love to see him at the end of the season. That'd be awesome.
I think there's an element of preserving that red shirt form.
So you might end up waiting until the last 3. Last couple.
To me, that makes sense.
Alabama, right? LSU. That does make sense.
Missouri, Alabama, LSU, because he already played one, right?
Yeah.
He played the who was that? Anthony that played in the first game?
Yeah. Andrew Anthony.
No, I'm thinking Anthony.
We saw a little bit of though the other day that I was happy about was Caden Durham.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him in the football game the other day.
Yeah.
Who's
Caden
that?
Helms. Caden Helms.
Yeah.
Caden Helms.
Yeah. Hey, he was out there trying to mix it up on some blocking. He's a big kid, man.
Bro, he's a dog. That guy's a stud athlete, man.
Yeah, he can get out there. I think he's still trying to get back some of his explosiveness and speed. from those injuries. But
shout out to Caden Helms, man. Hell yeah.
yeah,
I love
shout
seeing
out
him out there.
a fellow T-Bird, fellow WS T-Bird. Me and him went to the same high school, bro.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. T-Bird all the way.
Yeah, he was a dog, man. He was.
Yeah.
It's been tough on him because he's, he had the same injury twice in a row, different legs, right, Caden? And he just had to go through it, but it's been good to see. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on him to be back. I'm glad
If
he is.
Caden Helms is playing, you need
He's
to
an
make
athlete,
him
right.
You need to make him another Mark Andrews and have him as a receiver, not as a tight end.
Exactly.
See, I somewhat disagree. Did you watch him? Like, he's out there mixing it up, like, blocking very well.
Yeah.
And I think he can probably do it both. Like, once he's all the way back and at 100% and that explosiveness and that speed that we saw from him coming out of high school, I don't, no doubt. But he's a very capable blocker. I mean, he's a big ass boy now. He's about 6'5", 6'6", 240, 230, easy.
You have him, Bauer, Sharp out there, and trips, and then you have Jordan at the slot, and then you do your bubble screen. You got two physical, 240, 250-pound receivers blocking for you.
Yep.
So we need to take advantage of the mismatches that we have.
Hey,
we got creative, we got scheming.
I don't want to do this thing with everybody on doing this too, but I know people have made comments about the medical staff and things like that. First of all, nobody has not one single iota of a shred of evidence that that's anywhere close to true.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Nobody. So I get it that we're reaching for every little straw we can find. You know what I mean?
Jason, one thing I know.
We got to cut you
off.
We got to stop.
One thing I know: the medical staff, if it's like ours, it's different from the program. They don't answer to the program. They answer to the player and their families. That's it. They give an insight to the coach and to the staff. But that medical team and staff, yes, they might have Oklahoma on their shirt, but they are a third-party company that comes there and they are for the players.
And I'm going to tell you another thing too. Not only have we not even heard any shred of evidence like that, it's just been Twitter horseshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not only that, but don't you think that in view of the fact that they are completely separate, that, you'd be like, what the fuck? You wouldn't hear they're playing this bad and this many injury issues, that if there was something like that, that Venables wouldn't be saying, hey, fuck these guys. Because he would.
Well, you know why they did that, right?
Right?
You know why
come on.
You know why they did that, right? Because there were coaches that were playing guys still hurt. And it ended up in a lawsuit from a family. I believe it was North Dakota.
They do that everywhere now. That's how it is nowadays, right? It's just how it is nowadays. It's everywhere like that. They're completely. You need to save them from themselves, because the players alone,
Yeah, this ain't the 1970s anymore. Wrap some tape around it and go back in.
Oh no,
we know too much about these injuries, and if you've had a concussion, you know what I'm talking about.
I watched Walt Garrison with broken ribs and a broken nose and taped up win a game for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, them days are gone.
Listen, there's something to be said for the tough guys that are going to stay in there and play through it. And I mean, that's the mentality that a lot of football players have. But I'm not going to be the guy to sit here and be questioning the medical staff at Oklahoma.
Me either.
And now, look, I'm not saying that whoever wants to do that, that's on them, but it's not going to be me.
Not me either.
Like you said, people need to realize that the medical staff and their role in football has.
Oh shit! He froze. Damn.
Put some quarters in it, Big Mike.
You got to pull the lever next time there, Big
Mike. Yeah, the lever on the side there, Big Mike.
I think what he was saying was correct, man. Is that you have malpractice that are you can't go out there and let kids play when scientific facts state that they cannot play.
Yeah.
So you're putting your license and everything on the line just for what? To win a ball game? No.
Yeah.
No, damn that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, look, I mean, I get it. But it's so easy for people to run with these little things. And look, you know what the other things we so want to have a reason, somebody to blame, whatever. You know what I mean? There's got to be a reason why this is going on.
Yeah.
Look, all these things happened, and they happened for the reason that they happened for. But I'll let Mike say what he was. You were right in the middle of all these medical. You're muted now.
He went and got some more quarters.
He didn't. You need one more quarter because we don't have no sound from you, bro. Yeah, pop out and pop back in.
I think he muted.
Yeah, he's not muted. He's not showing muted. Pop out again and come back. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, he needed one more quarter, I think.
You can't put Kadem Helms at tailback. You can't do that.
At H-back?
Yeah.
I mean now?
Yeah, we got you.
Man,
Yeah,
I went
yeah,
on
one
a nice
quarter.
hey, I went on a nice rant. And only to be frozen up. Ain't that a bitch?
Oh, ain't that a bitch? Okay, yeah. So go with it. Rant on.
Go with it.
What did y'all hear?
The medical staff.
No, I just heard these medical staffs.
Oh, well, people got to realize that, like, they are, like, it's different from back in the day when I played. Like, the best interests of the players are at heart. Like, they're not going to put those people at risk. And, you know, like back when I played, you know, shout out my medical staff, you know, because I stayed hurt, but they did whatever I asked them to do so I could play. And that's just not the case anymore. The landscape has changed, right? Because again, legally they can get sued for it, and universities. Yep. So there's a fine line between, like, you know, playing and maybe getting into crossing that ethical line of where, you know, doing something for a player to make him play, and it could come back.
And not even because you can trust doctors a whole lot, but because they get sued. You know, and that's the whole thing. In this society right now, people get sued all the time. So if there was something like that going on, look, man, let's just put it this way: it wouldn't be quiet.
And that says a lot about our society, you know, and suing and stuff like that. We've kind of gone soft. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a whole nother pod. But, like, dude, I wasn't suing the university when I was in college for, you know, I wasn't doing that, man. Like, I was out there trying to ball. I was trying to play. I was tired of being hurt, and I was going to play hurt, and that's just what it was. Like, you know, my sophomore year, my shoulder came out 18 times. And I just kept playing. Like, I got to the point where I would just pull it down and it would pop right back in, and I wouldn't even come out. You know, it didn't even hurt anymore. But I mean, that's just a different level. And I don't know if you know, the kids and programs and medical staffs are built like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, old cats like me that grew up during the 70s watching ball. Cortisone, Speed, and Budweiser's gone from the medical staff.
You can't even give a cortisone shot no more.
No.
You can't even give it no more.
Yeah.
That's why I always like North. Did you ever see that movie North Dallas 40?
No.
You need to check it out. It's funny. It's a parody off the Dallas Cowboys. It's got Nick Nolte and Mac Davis in it. Check it out sometime. It's pretty funny. Nick Nolte is a aging wide receiver, and throughout the movie it shows him getting them cortisone shots.
Oh yeah. Yep. Kimberly K, you're absolutely right.
It's just different these days, man. And I'm not saying it's for the worst. Like, I'm not saying that's the thing, but, you know, there's just
no, I mean, I'll put it to you this way too. Is like I don't know how many people know about this, but I've told a few of you guys in here that I was working on Otis Taylor's Hall of Fame campaign. Otis Taylor, the former wide receiver, unbelievable player for the Chiefs, and he gave his life to football. Literally, the last 10 plus years that he was alive, he was bedridden and couldn't even speak to anybody because of football. and he was that guy that never went out of bounds. He was the tough guy, the tough receiver. He actually blocked, unlike a lot of receivers today.
Yeah, and
Right.
look at the
Tough
Tyler
guy.
Rose. Look at the Tyler Rose Earl Campbell. It's
That's
sad.
right. Think about that. And so, and look, I mean, Otis was. There's a lot of people in Kansas City that'll tell you today that that's their favorite football player of all time, and that includes, you know, Patrick Mahomes and all the guys that are on this Chiefs team right now. So it's sad. But they can't be a part of that anymore because, like the NFL, I mean, that lawsuit was real deal shit, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jay from Unfair Sports just released recruiting updates on Jaden O'Neal. Be sure to drop in and check on that.
Yep.
Everybody should make sure that you get in there and check on that as well. But yeah, and Kimberly K, you're right. You with what she just said, you can't risk your reputation. You just can't do it. And not only that, but you'll risk your career. Period.
Your license,
medical license, all that other stuff. Yeah, you just can't do it. And look, I think it is for the better. Because listen, I can tell you, I played an entire half, at least once that I know that I can tell you about. That I played an entire half of football after a concussion. Don't remember it.
Yep.
Don't remember the half.
Yep.
Hell, we played. That was, and I was playing as a freshman. I was playing quarterback, and on the B team, I was a B team quarterback and an A team receiver. And got the shit kicked out of us in this little small town. They played their varsity all the time against us. You know, we're freshmen. We're playing their varsity. I mean, line wasn't that good as it was, and you know, you get the shit beat out of you, and just, I mean, I can just tell you it happens, and my mom was none too pleased. But you know, that you just don't even. The end players that I wouldn't have came out if I'd have known that I was hurt that bad. I wouldn't have came out either. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You want to play through the shit.
The
I heard you
knowledge.
saying about putting your damn shoulder back in. I mean, that just sounds like normal football players to me. These days, you can't do that to them, man. You just can't do that to them.
I never took a shot, but I definitely knew what smell salt was.
Mhm.
Never
Mhm.
knew. I think Sooner Legend, we might know this. We were playing Salisal. I think it was 91, my last year, and had a breakaway. And I didn't see this one guy coming, and he lit me up to where I did a flip, came down on my head, and I laid there for about.
Oh, that was you. I wasn't at the game.
It was in the paper back in the day because I laid there for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah, we was watching this local sports that night on Channel 9 in Oklahoma City, and they always showed high school. I remember that.
It was.
I mean,
it was well documented, man. I laid there for a good 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and they had to do smell salt. And man, I wasn't even mad about that.
Out, huh?
I was mad that my mom came on the field. I wasn't even mad about the smell salt. I just didn't want my mom coming on the field because it makes you look weak.
I mean,
her baby laying there for 3 minutes.
Wins out, looking good on offense. So we'll answer this one. I'll rephrase the question. If OU wins out, looking good on offense, do we even hire a new OC? It would be 4 ranked wins with this new stat. No, I don't know that you do.
You would have to. You think you have to?
With the win over Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, and Missouri?
I don't think you look for anybody else.
I don't think
if he pulls that off,
you passed the test, bro.
Yeah. If you pull off this miracle starting this Saturday,
it would take all. They'd probably take it all though.
Yeah,
just because of how. But it would have to be. Look, I don't know that you can't win a game or something. I mean, I'm not going to predict anything like that, but I would tell you that, yeah, 9-3, sure. You've only got 3 losses. That I think that you stick with it. I would tell you that this, I mean, we're talking fantasy land at the moment in my mind, but
I will say this: if it
quits, yeah, he should be done.
Should it happen, I would still go. I'd still be going uncomfortable. I'd be uncomfortable going into next season.
Why?
because
it would have proven that you got rid of the right guy.
Well, that's true, but I don't know. Jason,
I
right now,
think you win. I think you win your look. That's the epitome of acing a freaking job interview.
well, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of it like that. I just
complete acing of the job. There's not a question on whether you can do it. You just did it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Shut up, Mike.
I better stop hating on moms first to give our hey, who's hating on them?
We're not.
Oh, he said he didn't. When Coach said he was mad his mom ran on the field.
Oh yeah,
Jason, I'm drinking my own bathwater this morning.
Always without drinking your own bathwater shit. Listen, I don't think you can still do the search at that point. I think this is the epitome of what you want your coaches to do, is to go through adversity and come through the other side of it. If they prove that they can do that,
players to do right
in the SEC against 4 ranked opponents, what else do you want?
Yeah,
he earned it the very least a year. Now, does it put you in a bad position if they don't do good next year? Sure it does.
That's what I'm saying, Jason.
I mean, it puts Venables in a bad position, but I'm going to tell you something. You made the hire in the first place if you're Brent Venables, so you should be in that position. But no matter what, it depends on how the OC performs while winning. Well, he said if they play well on offense and we win out. So playing well, what does that mean? I guess.
What if
you're going to have to play well to win out? First of all, on offense, the defense is going to have to do its thing, but you have to have offense to win. You had to win. You had to have offense to win the South Carolina game. Sorry, stat, but come on.
Yeah. Okay, not counting the main game. What if he goes 3-4 against the remaining SEC teams?
Or 3 of 4 aside from the main game.
Yep, not counting the main game.
I think it depends on how you play in the fourth one. I don't think you can get blown out and not have a good offensive game. I think you have to be good on offense all the games for the. I would think.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
And first off, I'm not. This was going to let everybody know that I don't believe this is going to happen.
No, we're just speaking hypotheticals.
Yeah, we're speaking hypotheticals.
Hypothetically, why not? Yeah, I think. Look, that's the epitome of acing your exam, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It would mean average, very limited turnovers, consistently driving the field, scoring touchdowns. Yeah, that's good offense. That's what it means, Zofix. I get it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, Joe John is.
Let me ask you guys that. What would you? What did the rest of you think? Now I saw Stephen G said he would still do the search. Chicken says it depends on how the OC performs. I think he would have had to have done pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'd love to go to a bowl game. That's for sure.
Me too.
I'd love to be.
That's 9-3, bro. That's 9-3. You lost to Texas, you lost to South Carolina, but you lost to Texas and Tennessee, and then you had a shit game. It got the guy fired that needed to probably be fired. Apparently, if this theoretically happens, I mean, I don't even think it's a question to me. It's not a question.
Yep.
Let's just,
man.
For lack of a better term, I would go into next season with reserved optimism. If that happened, I wouldn't be all in.
Quarterbacks would play very fucking good over the next weeks,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Here we go. Strap up.
So, and Steven
Stirred
G,
up our loins.
I get what you're saying. He says still have to do a search no matter what. But the BMDs are pissed that BV made the lazy hire and got us into this situation to appease fans and donors. We need the search. Well, I don't know. I think that you could lose your team like that though. If that means your team is playing hard for them. I don't know, man. I think that's a tough sell. And here's the deal: if you're Brent Venables, this is a hire that you made. You have to stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
And you did something you didn't want to do, which is fire somebody in the middle of the season. When we were all saying that you have to do it because you need to put out there that you're willing to do whatever it takes to turn this thing around, and he did it.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, listen, I mean, these are a lot of questions here. Creamer, welcome in coming from Twitter. What's the disconnect with the players and the offensive coaches? Is coaching going in one ear out the other? Is it the players, coaches, both? Can a new OC develop them? A lot of questions there.
That's primarily why I thought they needed to make a change. Is there a different coaching style perspective? Maybe change up the way that the kids are learning in different type of motivation, and just being able to teach it a different way and get them to understand and perform better.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
Different voice in the room, so to speak, Mike.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I mean the questions are valid. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think there's, to be fair, there's a little bit of everything that happened anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can a new voice, can a new OC develop them? I think kids get developed everywhere.
Yep.
I think that, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't tell you that I think that it's all of a development thing. I think you've got a bunch of young kids that are trying. Usually a freshman or two is starting, or you know what I mean? It's not that you don't have to have. They're devoid of leaders on the offense. I'd say that, right? I mean, the leadership on the offense is not really there. Generally speaking, your quarterback has to be a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your general.
I think inherently you are a leader if you're a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
There's some level of that.
Mm-hmm.
But on a in your first year in college, at a place like Oklahoma, you should have other leaders there. You don't have a Drake Stoops now.
Yeah.
He's not there. And the guys that you have that are upperclassmen, Jalil Farouk, that's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a good leader there. Same with Nick. I mean, I think Nick Anderson was taking a leadership role before he got hurt. We saw him at, talking to the team before, during the fall camp. So, talking about that they only had a few weeks or whatever, and then he got hurt. Listen, I think that it is what it is. Let's see. I heard, who's Mad Mix? That's not our guy you were talking about before, is it?
No, that's not him.
Okay. I heard Seth is difficult to please, old school gruff guy. I don't know that kind of coach will have much success anywhere. You'll lose kids quickly with an unpleasant demeanor. I've always wondered why he got fired with such a good record at North Texas. But I don't know that all kids are that way. I mean, so I never had a coach that wasn't an asshole in football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, generally speaking, they all are.
Yeah.
Even the offensive guys.
They're all going to talk shit, and they're all going to say shit that you don't want to hear.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've had my face mask grabbed and coach got in my grill.
Oh, shit, man. If you didn't get yelled at.
Skull granules hit me in the eye when they're bitching me out. I mean.
Yeah, some are better than others. But listen, he may be different. Look, But I would say that, in this day and age, it's a little different.
Yeah.
I think that most of those guys can handle it, though.
Mhm.
Doesn't that say more about the kids being you're right? Yeah. Listen, man, and I would tell you, you're not. Those kind of kids aren't necessarily coming to Oklahoma. Probably now, some of them might. I'm not saying every kid isn't soft, but some of them are. But I don't think it's a soft thing. I don't think it's a soft thing here. I don't. But let's say he may not have connected with them very well, though. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to not be able to get yelled at then to not connect with the coach necessarily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just have to go,
Yeah, this is Billy's got it. I mean, this is what you have to look at. There's a lot of things, guys. It's not just one.
I would like, I keep going back to this. Maybe I shouldn't pay attention to the pundits.
Schmitty stuff though either. There. Mad Mix, I don't agree. I think that he keeps you from getting hurt. But
maybe I shouldn't listen to these damn pundits and take it to heart. But damn, I would like to see any team go to a new conference with injury plagues like we've been and say we're not SEC ready. I'm tired of hearing that damn narrative. I mean, I really am. It's pathetic. I mean, because what?
I don't know what it is. I don't know. The questions are there, and I get it. I mean, look, we're all looking for answers.
Yeah, we are. I mean, but they need to stop. They need to stop with the "we're not SEC ready" shit.
Well, that's not. Who's saying that?
All the pundits and.
Oh fuck! That's clickbait, bro.
Yeah,
it's clickbait. That's just to get views and shit. Hell, we ought to be doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. But we're not gonna do that. We don't do that shit. But the truth is, I mean, look, you got to say what's real. And look, Mad Mix, I appreciate the questions. I'm just telling you. You want my opinions? I think it's everything. I don't know that it's any one thing. I think it's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the look. I can tell you one thing. I saw a game plan on Saturday that had fucking tight ends going up against All-Americans on the defensive end position. All-Americans talent, and I don't know any tight end. The best tight end in the country shouldn't be doing that.
No.
So I don't get it. And I'm not saying anything bad about our tight ends here. I'm telling you, they're not built for that shit. So to me, I don't know that whether it's injuries or any of that other bullshit, I don't think that the scheme was good.
Mm-mm. Gabe said it, or it was Teddy said, you should have.
Gabe's exact words: bad plan, bad execution, bad ball security. That's how you get embarrassed.
And you should have made your game plan according to those defensive ends.
No shit. Because that's the best players they have on that team.
Yep.
Yep.
Arguably.
Man. We're guys. I had my attitude has changed. You guys are trying to bring me back down into the doldrums of negativity.
We're not. We're
trying. We're not. Like, do what? I heard Sooner Legends in there. What did I do? I didn't do it.
No, and some people are asking about Schmitty's workouts and lack of staying in shape or okay.
Guys, stop with the fucking Schmitty narrative now. God dang.
But no, I don't know. How many times do we see 81 with 12 yards of space between him and the DB? Just throw the out and take what they give you. It's been no, listen. Yeah. Look. There's a lot of things that have happened. Yeah, you got young quarterbacks. You've got young quarterbacks that have been pressured. You've got young quarterbacks that might think that they're you know, their coach might kill them if they throw an interception.
Yeah.
I know that they played timidly. And the difference between Michael Hawkins when he came in against Tennessee and Michael Hawkins when he went out against South Carolina, not the same.
Here's
Not the same kid.
my
I
light
hope I
bulb.
can get that back. But I think that the scheme had as much to do with it as anything. I would just say that.
As timid as our quarterbacks has looked so far, Saturday is going to tell you whether it was Seth or not.
I don't know if you're necessarily going to fix.
I don't know that
quarterback.
you. I don't know that
You're not going to fix
I don't
it,
know
but
that
I'm going to say that I'm just piggybacking off what Jason said. Is
could change. It could
it's a
help.
change. And what you said, that they're scared to throw an interception, or they're out of fear of maybe that the coach is going to take them behind the palace and take an extension cord to them.
It feels like that wouldn't have ever been okayed though by anybody there. So then again, look, man, I think that coaches coach hard, and that could have been what you. I don't know. I don't know Seth. I don't know Seth.
I don't either. I mean, I probably shouldn't. I probably used the wrong terminology on that because I'm a hick from the sticks.
No, but I'm just saying I don't know that we know what he is. You know what I mean? I don't know that we know that he's that way. And maybe he is that way. Maybe he is. Maybe he just didn't connect with them very well. But I don't know what that means. I'm going to tell you this. I don't think he knew what the fuck he was doing with this. I think that the marrying the two systems together wasn't for him and Joe John to do.
No.
I'm not going to say what K. Chris said the other day.
No.
I'm just going to tell you that I don't think that they were built for it.
I will say this honestly. I feel better going into Ole Miss this Saturday than I did last Saturday going into South Carolina.
I don't know about that I do, but maybe. But listen, I don't. But it's because I don't expect it to get better immediately. Now it could get better
either.
Over the.
I think what it is I'm used to it now.
May not mean a win either, though. But better may not mean that they win. It could be that they're competitive against a top 15, top 10 team, right? Because I don't know that you beat this team if you.
I just want to be competitive Saturday.
On the road, good quarterback you're going up against. They got a good defense. Chances are you weren't going to win anyway. But chances are you could have. So we'll see. Hey, look, I think that no matter what happens, something happens. I mean, it's good. We know for sure that this is not going to be the
magic bullet.
It's not going to look like this next year. It's not.
No.
Either if let's say, okay, we did the hypothetical on if they kill it for the rest of the year on offense because they got rid of Seth and that was the reason, then great. It's the offense still won't look the same next year. It won't look the same next year. So
who's going to block Walker?
No matter what happens, it's a positive. I think you have to look at it that way. That's all that's left. Yeah, who's going to block? Hey, listen, Jimmy, we're not sitting here sunshine pumping thinking we're going to fucking win the game.
No.
That's not what anybody's saying. A game. If they can look, I'd like to see them win too. They need to beat Mizzou, and they better as shit beat Maine.
I hope and pray next season that our offensive line looks like a bunch of Peterbilts fixing to tear through it.
Yeah, I think that they try to have to. I think Big Mike was right when he said the receivers. I think that you got to figure for Farouk's red shirt.
Yep,
he's got. You're gonna have to. You need to because I don't think that he's done enough to get in the league, right?
Thank you, Chicken. Chicken said that.
That's what I think. You gotta
wait till the last couple.
Like they all gotta come back.
Yeah,
they all gotta come back.
Yeah, they do. But I don't know. I mean, but just a lot. But again, a lot of that's going to depend on who do they get. I think you don't keep probably some of these guys if I got to stop saying it's not going to look a certain way. Why? It's not going to look like it does this year because they're hiring a new coach or they're going to be better now. I can say whatever I want, Sooner Cowboy. You need to stop saying the same thing over and over.
And I agree with Chicken. No fake punts on our side of the field.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, that was couldn't understand that one.
That
I don't. I was trying to understand why we went for 2 on that point. Like, man, we could have scored double digits. Could have had 10.
Yeah,
chose to go for 2.
I'm not sure why he went there either. Why did the numbers say it? Is that the?
I say from now on when we get any kind of
because it was 28. By that time, it was 28-3, wasn't it? When you got your touchdown, wasn't it?
I think so.
I gotta stop saying it's not gonna look a certain way. Sooner Cowboys, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this: it isn't gonna look a certain way next year.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Chicken's comment.
What did he say?
Jimmy, we're putting a legend on water cooler duty. He'll protect.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fucking Sooner Cowboys got to come in here and piss me off every fucking time I have a stream.
I say from now until the end of the season, when we score a touchdown, don't worry about a 2-point conversion. Kick the field goal. Do basic shit until we can get something figured out and scoring. Just score a touchdown, kick a field goal. Go from there. No more 2-point crap, Am I wrong for thinking that?
I'm in agreement.
My mind a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it definitely blew my mind too there, Billy.
Well, guys, I got to jump off of y'all.
Too, man. It's been fucking wild.
Big Mike, you ready for 3:45 today, sir?
Yes, I am.
I'll holler at you guys if I have a chance to get on, but I don't know.
I'll send you a link anyway, Jason.
Appreciate you. You guys have a great show, and hey, make sure you get over there and check out. It's be 4:45 Eastern time, 3:45 Central on Sooner Legend Podcast. Keep moving that up.
Hashtag Mike and Mike on Monday.
Hashtag Mike and Mike on Mondays. Hey, again, I want to thank everybody who helped us reach 4,000 subscribers.
Yes, buddy.
Sharing the stream. If you are new to the channel, become a subscriber. You can actually become a channel member as well for as low as $2.99 a month and spend more time with us in the in our Discord, where it gets even wilder.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd appreciate that if everybody does get over there, check that out. That's $2.99 a month. It'll get you in there along with some other stuff. Actually, I'm trying to come up with how I'm gonna do it, but because we hit 4,000, I'm gonna give away a few things from the show. So I appreciate that. Actually, voting, you get to vote in our Hall of Fame top 25 poll as well, which will be out tomorrow. Folks, you know who you are. And Stephen G, no, that excuse doesn't work for me.
I got mine in.
Vote in that motherfucker.
Mine was in the minute you sent it.
Yep. Big Mike, did you vote this week?
I don't know if I got. I didn't get it again.
Check your damn spam filter. If you haven't seen it already, check your spam filter because this is a fairly new email. So it could not be there.
Mad Max.
I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, man, I didn't get it.
Oh, it's there. Check it. If not,
here it is.
Okay, it's in there.
Yep.
Was it in spam?
Yep.
Yeah, and mark it as
Jason,
not spam, please.
Mad Max subbed you.
My man, appreciate you, Mad Max. Good to see you in here, and I appreciate you guys' questions. And look, man, I love everybody coming in and talking with us and stuff like that. Sooner Cowboys gets on my last damn nerve, but you know that. The rest of you guys are good. Shit,
guys, I'm sorry I didn't come with the juice today. It's been crazy.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun, man. It was a good day today. I enjoyed the show. Look, man, this hard conversations have to be had. I think that we don't have it as bad as they got it there. So it is what it is. Listen, that's what they pay these guys the big bucks for, is to deal with this and figure it out. So I think they're gonna. I don't think that this is a bad football team. As far as we know, there's talent in there everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be. There's a few things that have gone on that have kind of conspired against them being good on offense. The scheme, I think, has been a big part of it, though. And if this is a result of what they decided to do because of Seth Littrell, then I think you got to go fix it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get an opportunity. And look, I don't think anybody expects them to win every game, but we need to see something.
We need to see something. At least get us to a bowl game.
And next year, they will put the money out there to get the right guy, no matter what. I think that's a given. This is fucking Oklahoma, folks. It's Oklahoma. This is not Mississippi State. This is not South Carolina. This is not Mizzou. It's not Okie Light either.
Mm-mm.
The expectations are the expectations, and they'll find a way to get there, or they'll have a new coaching staff. One way or the other. That's how it all goes. Appreciate everybody coming in, though. Big Mike, thank you for coming in once again, as always. Make sure you guys get over there and check him out. He still hasn't sent me the stuff for Michael Boganowski Jr.'s merch line. As soon as he does that,
bro, I sent it to you that day. We weren't even out the show.
Where? Bullshit. Because that'll be there at any point, right? You didn't get anything? Yeah, but you haven't been in the Discord is why I don't have your email, Kimberly K. You haven't been in the Discord yet. I'll send it to you. Say, are you on Twitter, Kimberly K?
Yeah.
Find me on Twitter. It's at JW_HOF on Twitter, and send me your email and I'll shoot it to you that way. Definitely want everybody voting, man. We want everybody voting. We haven't had enough votes. And Stephen G, no, you don't get away with that bullshit excuse that you gave me. You got to vote. It's a nice try, but no. No, man. Love you guys, though. Appreciate everybody coming in. And I'll get that over there anyway. And we'll see you all guys on the next one. Throw them down, vote.
Both of them.